And here we go. Welcome in to another edition of Bucky and BK. Today is Monday, May 18th, 2026. And the Buck and I are with y'all for the next 2 hours. On today's show, we'll recap a fantastic weekend on the diamond. Texas softball is advancing to the Super Regionals. Texas baseball sweeps Mizzou to carry some momentum into the postseason. We got some Longhorn football and basketball conversation to dive into as well. A couple of commitments over the weekend for those two teams. We've got some NBA playoff action to get into. Spurs Thunder game 1 is tonight as the conference finals are set in the association. We've got some NFL. We've got some PGA Championship. And, our first airplane story in quite some time coming up in the BBK news. We are locked and we are loaded and ready to roll on a Monday. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. How are you today, my man?
I am good. I am recuperating. Other than that, it's going to be, folks, get ready. We're about to get wet again this week. And that will probably start. I mean, you talked about having a little rain yesterday. Had some slight drizzle, but nothing like we're going to get starting tomorrow night. It says it all the way through. You know, Saturday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, but starting Tuesday night, I think we'll get away with nothing again today. You know, maybe some showers here and there, but nothing like we're going to start starting tomorrow night. So get ready for the rain. Once again, don't ever complain about rain around this place. Although it seems like it's been like raining every weekend, except for kind of this weekend, but we need it and we can use it, and as long as it keeps the temperatures down. But expect about 90, close to 95 degrees today, so the temperatures aren't going to be down today. And it was a great weekend, it really was. I got through with the Mullet Open. I got a chance to stay overnight at the Hyatt Lost Pine, which is just a great place. I mean, it's a great hotel. It's a great getaway, and if you got kids, I've never seen so many kids running around. It's like a camp out there. It's like kids camp. They're everywhere at that place. And so I got a chance to get a little bit of rest there, but not really much. I missed my bed, and I'll be taking my early bird CBD here very shortly after this show. My back is jacked up, man. I mean, just standing around and talking and shaking hands. And guess what? I'll never have the flu.
Never.
I shook hands. I shook more hands, got more hugs. I was up close and personal. You know, it was like thinking, oh my God, I'm at an airport here. I got to get some hugs from people. And I'm thinking, I'm going to be sick on Monday or Tuesday by then. But no, I kept the head turned. I washed my hands a bunch of times, BK. And that's not like me. Generally, I shake hands and move about my business, you know. But I got into the hand washing. So I was up and moving around and washing my hands a lot. Because golfers' hands are filthy hands.
Yeah.
You know, they're reaching in their bag, playing with their balls. You know what I'm saying? So then touching hands, I'm like, I don't know. You gotta have your hands in your balls here. I don't know if I want to do all this.
Yeah. Which balls are we talking about here?
They reach in there you reach in that filthy golf bag of yours. You put all kinds of stuff at the bottom of that bag, you know? The guys are reaching in there. Then they're shaking your hands, putting their hands around your neck.
I'm not a germaphobe, but I'm a pretty clean, hygienic person. I would say more so than most. And that's one thing that bothers me about golf. And you see this on the PGA Tour, right? People all the time, like at the end of a round, you shake hands with the guys that you play with and their caddies. Right. And it's like these dudes will like take off their hat, they'll like rub their sweat, they'll rub their face, and then they'll shake the other guy. It's like, dude, use your other hand to like rub the sweat off your head. Don't be like doing all that stuff and then shaking my hand, please.
Only thing worse than that is when a guy comes years ago, when a guy came out of the woods at Old Circle C, and I know what he was doing. He went in, he wasn't looking for balls. He went in and used the bathroom, and then he saw me. I was behind him. He goes, "Hey, Bucky," and he sticks his hand out, and I shook his hand. And I'm like, that guy just took a pee. I mean, I don't know if he had dude wipes or whatever, but I'm pretty sure he didn't dude wipe that.
You hope it was the number one and not a number two. It could have been, usually on the course, a guy will just take a leak in the woods somewhere. If he's going into the bathroom, it usually means he's dropping a deuce.
Yeah, I shook his hand like it was nothing. Like, hey, buddy. And he's coming out of the woods. I'm like, oh my God, what have I just done? but it was good. It was good to see so many people there. We had such a good time on Thursday and Friday, and it's just so many thanks to so many people, and including you, of course, and all your help and all the people that, from the Capital Movers, which is a great moving company that has moved me for free for years. All I do is pay the guys on the truck, but they were here on time. We got the stuff out there. And of course, Tom McCavey consultation and giving away 2 85-inch screen TVs, Academy. I mean, there's just so many people, our good friends, at Kenfield Golf Cars brought 10 extra carts. We needed carts because we were overbooked for the last Mullet Open, and they were there. They got a chance to play for their first time. A couple people groups played for the first time, and they were sad that it was ending and sad that they didn't get an opportunity to play for so many years. But thank you to all the folks that showed up. Starbucks had all their coffee, and, people had iced tea and coffee there. And, to Katie Markert and her staff, that was just wonderful. That was just a wonderful event. And once again, to the Hyatt Lost Pines, boy, they do a good job out there.
Yeah.
It was great room rates, dude, because a regular room out there during this time of year is like $6. I'm like, what? That's not like the Nights Inn where you that
it's a little nicer than the Nights Inn.
Oh my God, BK, that's amazing. That's still amazing how people spend to go stay. But if you're with your kids or your wife or your girlfriend, you can't do that the way I do it anymore. Those days are over with. Even for me alone, if I'm going to go somewhere, I can't stay. My back is bothering me, and that's a good mattress out there, but I'm going to have to get my early bird because my back, when you get on a different mattress, a different pillow, it's a different world. It's a different world out there. Good day to the soldiers at Fort Hood, Texas, the soldiers in the state of Texas, and all those that fight for us each and every day. Thank you so much for what you do. We appreciate it. We appreciate your family sharing you with all of us, and do be safe out there.
Yeah. Congrats to you on another tremendous Mullet Open. It was a fantastic event. I know you give a bunch of credit to so many folks around Central Texas who helped you put this together, but you're obviously the straw that stirs the drink. So give yourself a pat on the back. It was a ton of fun to be a part of. And now shout out to the morning kickoff, Mike Harge and Mark Henry for doing their show out there on Friday as well. I want to give those guys some love, but so great to see so many friendly and familiar faces, and just a tremendous turnout. Weather couldn't have been better. And honored to get to be a small part of it, but obviously a great event benefiting a great cause, and all the work you've done for the Burke Center over the years is super honorable, man. So well done.
And to meet some new people there, like we met the new analyst at the University of Texas for football, which was that dude won stuff. I'm like, his name kept coming out of the basket. I'm like, wait a minute. I said to his wife, how's he going to use all this stuff? His son won stuff. His son's the quarterback at University of Charlotte.
Yep.
And I'm like, he won the kayak. I'm like, what are you not supposed to win this kayak? What are you going to do with this kayak? Leave it home in the garage. And Coach's wife said, I got enough stuff in boxes in the garage right now. These guys aren't going to be able to use any of this stuff. He's not going to be able to go play. I said, Coach, you got to go to work.
Yeah, it was cool to see Coach Billy Gonzalez, who was the interim coach at Florida last year after Billy Napier got fired. Longtime wide receivers coach for the Gators. He's now at Texas as an analyst. I'm not going to lie to you. First time I saw him, I wasn't real happy because I got flashbacks of that Texas-Florida game last year that I've tried to remove from my memory. It's like, wait, he's wearing UT gear. What's going on? And it's like, all right, he's a friend now. He's on the right side of history. We like this dude. But yeah, he won a few times. I won something in the raffle. Thank you for rigging. Thanks for an honest raffle, sir. Really appreciate that.
I love the little kid. I love Xander, who kept pulling his dad's name out. And I'm like, hey, whatever you do, don't pull your dad's. And his dad does a lot. His dad will spend about $1,500 to $2,000 in raffle tickets, BK. And so his name kept, I said to the kid, hey, don't pull your dad's name out. He kept pulling, every once in a while he'd pull his dad out. He kept giving his dad boots, Ariat boots.
Yeah, well, the kid was doing his best David Stern impression. He's got the frozen envelopes in there. He knew exactly which one his dad put it. Maybe his dad was like folding the corners on the raffle tickets. I don't know what he was doing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, his son was rigging it more than you ever could.
I know. I love it. And I love when the people aren't there. And if they go home and sorry, he gone, that means he doesn't get it.
Oh, yeah. If no one reacts when you call a name, if no one reacts within a half second, people are like, next, he's gone. He left. And it's
Yeah,
like the guy's just in the back corner, like getting up,
can't
walking over there.
you
He's like,
can't get
wait,
over
no,
there in
no.
time. No, and to Louis Miller Barbecue and Wayne Miller, that was awesome.
Yeah, always,
I got the
always.
chicken at the house. I still got a whole thing of chicken just waiting for me all week long. Big man's gonna get big with chicken and mashed potatoes this week.
I was selfless for the first time in my life. I let the employees at the Hyatt Lost Pines take the other leftover food versus me just grabbing 3 giant trays of brisket. I
Oh,
took one for the team for
good. Well,
once.
and believe me, it was gone, wasn't it?
Oh, it was gone. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They snagged it right away. They asked if this was anyone's. Does anyone want this? I was like, you know what? Y'all take it. It's good food. Take it home.
Yeah.
Share it with the boys. Share it with whoever. It'll be good.
And for those that got Cavender's stuff, I think the folks at Cavender's, I didn't see them. They were at the hole number 1 doing their thing, and people
Yeah.
said that was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It was fun. It was my first time playing in the event. And boy, we did not win. We did drink, I think, more than any other team.
Oh, that's
there.
for sure, probably.
And,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
we had Wags and Rodney and me, but the
And
ringer.
Wags' buddy had another military dude out there.
Yeah, the ringer when it came to drinking was
Can he pound
Wags'
those? Can he
Marine
pound them?
buddy.
He was.
Oh,
Was he a real ringer?
we probably took like 7 shots on the course. Wags and Rodney, I only took 1, and they're like, nah, I can't handle this. So the Marine's looking to me. He's like, you're young. You're not married. You don't have kids to go home to. Like, you take them. I was like, all right, I guess so.
Might as well.
And
And it was a nice day. It was, a little warm breeze, but
yeah.
it can get muggy down there at Lost Pines amongst those big trees.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, it was hot. There's no doubt, but the breeze helped and just no rain. Like you said, it's been raining every weekend here, it feels like. So to get a dry Friday was great. So, yeah, well done by you, as always. Stop asking Buck if there's going to be a 26th Mullet Open. All right. He's already made the announcement. Relax. You had your fun. Now we move on to other things.
Maybe a bowling tournament or something.
There you go. Now we're talking right there.
Yeah.
We'll film the Big Lebowski or Kingpin Part 2.
There you go. But it's well worth it. And it's well worth it to see those people. Those are people that sometimes you only see them once a year, but Kevin Ott and some of the great people that we get a chance to see. It's just fun to see them. Longtime listeners. And, you pick up some new listeners. The ladies that were at Starbucks said, I'm going to start listening to the show now.
Nice.
I said, you are? I said, you don't have to. You probably shouldn't. But they said, oh, yeah, we're going to.
Oh, hey, tell her to listen. We need all the Starbucks employees tuned in. And we
those local Starbucks.
Yeah, we don't have a coffee shop. Let's get Starbucks on as a partner. Come on,
absolutely.
Man.
Since they've gone up about 30, 40 cents on their coffee right now, might as well listen.
They should be able to afford it. And, we do have some Mullet Open shirts we'll give away.
Nice.
For folks who did not get to attend some of those great polos. They're all extra large. I think I have 4 or 5 of them.
So you want big ones? Yeah.
Just 1X, not too big. And
then they actually got the mullet on it now this year.
They're really cool. Let me grab one real quick.
Chris Reyna made sure that we got the mullet logo on there.
Yeah, they look great. Here's the nice style driver golf polos. We've got a few of them. If you want one, just shoot me a DM on Twitter. I'm not going to ship these. I love y'all. I'm not going to pay to ship these out individually. If you want one, you've got to meet me at the 7-Eleven with our guy.
There you go.
I will meet you in the parking lot. I'll even have a roller with you if you want, and I will. I'll get you one of these leftover Mullet Open shirts. But yeah, reach out to me if you're interested. Got a few of them. It'll be first come, first served, and we'll. Again, you have to come meet me for pickup, and we'll find a time to make it happen.
We got a game 7 too, BK, tonight, huh?
In the NHL.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll get your gold star locks too, because we got some NBA to get into. Game 1, Spurs Thunder coming up tonight, and a game 7 in the Eastern Conference of the National Hockey League coming up this evening. But would love to start with some Texas Longhorns conversation. A perfect weekend on the diamond for both Texas softball and Texas baseball. The Longhorns going 6-0 across those two sports. We'll start with the Texas softball team because they're already in the postseason. The Longhorns sweeping the Austin Regional to advance to the Super Regionals for the 7th consecutive year. And this has become one of the most dominant programs in college softball. Obviously, Texas coming off the national championship in 2025, and they made it look easy. Two run rule victories. Their closest game was 7-0. That was a shutout of Baylor yesterday to sweep the Austin Regional and win that Austin Regional final. But just a dominant weekend for Texas softball. And Buck, in any sport, you want to be playing your best in the postseason.
That's getting to a crescendo right there, BK.
Exactly. Remember, the Longhorns were kind of up and down. They didn't really finish the regular season on a high, but they go to the SEC tournament in Lexington. They win that, and then they carry that momentum over to the Austin Regional. They've won 6 in a row, and they look really, really good right now.
Yeah, they look good. Defense, offense, the pitching is outstanding. But, boy, everybody that comes to the plate you think is going to get a hit or get a home run. I mean, they are swinging the bat right now.
They are. Yeah, 4 homers yesterday in that regional final win against Baylor. Katie Stewart had 2 of them. She leads the team. I mean, she's already set a school record for the most homers in a single season in Texas softball history, and she's just piling on to that record right now. I think she's
just a junior. She's got another year, huh?
Yeah. Wow. 27 homers, and obviously we're hoping the Longhorns have a number of games left to play so she can pile on to that. Reese Atwood hit a homer. We all know how good she is, one of the best players in college softball. She's fantastic. Caden Henry hit the other homer yesterday for the Longhorns. And then, like you said, Tegan Kavan, who I don't want to say single-handedly. The Longhorns got contributions from everybody last year, but Kavan was the biggest reason why Texas won it all in 2025. 3-hit shutout against Baylor. I mean, she's pitching incredibly well. Again, no surprise. And, yeah, this team is firing on all cylinders. They're really, really talented. They're the number 2 national seed in this thing, and they are 2 wins away from getting back to the Women's College World Series. And they will host Arizona State this weekend. Bit of an upset in college softball in College Station. Remember, we talked about when the bracket came out that Texas was the 2 seed and A&M was the 15th seed. And if both teams won their respective regionals, they were going to link up in the supers. Well, the Longhorns did their part, but poor Aggies.
No, they're out. I mean, last year they were the number 1 team in the nation, number 1 seed, got beat at home.
Yeah.
And look at them now again.
I know, not as good this year, but they collapsed. I think last year they lost in the supers. This year they didn't even get out of the regional round. Wow. And Arizona State's good. They did win the Big 12 tournament, but yeah, to go
we're
in
talking
there,
about the Big 12. Come on,
I know. And they beat the Aggies twice. They played them twice. They beat them twice. And in the regional final, they run ruled them.
I know.
How about a walk-off grand slam to clinch a run rule in College Station against Texas A&M? Tough scene for the Aggies.
I like them bubbles.
How you like them bubbles? I guess they didn't want the smoke, you know?
Really?
They didn't want to play Texas. They were scared. It's like, we might as well lose now so we don't have to lose to Big Sister in softball. We don't need that. Yeah. So congrats to Mike White and the entire Longhorn softball team making us proud once again. And look, they've got work to do, obviously. This is a team that has a legitimate shot to win another national championship, though. Arizona State's good. That series starts on Friday. It's a best 2 of 3. All the games will be at McCombs Field, but a very, very impressive start to the NCAA tournament for the Texas Longhorns. They outscored their 3 opponents 25-1 in the 3 games. The only team that scored was Wagner, the 4 seed. They shut out the 2 seed Wisconsin 9-0, and then shut out the 3 seed Baylor 7-0. So Wagner, congrats to you. You scored against Texas. Well done.
Good job.
That's you still got run ruled. That's all you get. So that was Texas softball. And then you had Longhorn baseball also sweeping over the weekend. Texas finishing up its regular season with 3 straight victories against Mizzou. And we talked about it on Thursday before the series began, Buck. For Texas, the job was simple. Take care of business against the worst team in the league at your home ballpark, and you are going to be a top 8 national seed in the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
The Longhorns only needed to win 2 of 3, but you wanted them to sweep a team like Mizzou. they swept them. They took care of their business. Everything we wanted to see, we saw.
Yeah, I mean, and both teams are just hitting the ball, both men and women. Boy, they come up to bat and they are swinging it now.
Yeah.
This is the time of the year where, you start to get a little nervous. When you start getting nervous and you're trying to get runs, you're trying to get on base, and you let strikes go by because you want to get on base, no matter what it is, and no matter what way you get on. But those guys are up there swinging too. They're like the ladies. They're not sitting and waiting to get on base. They're getting on base. They're hitting on base.
Yeah, it was a good bounce back for the Texas baseball team after that disappointing series loss on the road at Tennessee last weekend. I think we were all curious to see how Texas would respond, and they did. They responded in a big way. And you're right, they got contributions from the bats. I mean, Texas scored 29 runs across the 3 games, solid contributions on the mound. I mean, just total team performances for Texas. And the Longhorns, they got some help from around the conference as well. With those 3 wins, Texas clinched sole possession of second place in the SEC. So the Longhorns will be the 2 seed in the SEC tournament. They get the double bye, and their first game will be on Friday. But, Texas won 8 of their 10 SEC series. I think that's 2 years in a row. Like, since joining the SEC, and obviously this coincides with Jim Schlossnagle taking over, the Longhorns have played 20 SEC series. They've won 16 of them. And just like in every other sport, Buck, there was a lot of doubt, a lot of haters, a lot of naysayers were like, oh, yeah, you're not going to be ready for the SEC. It just means more. It's different over here. Hey, congrats on having some success in the Big 12, but that ain't going to fly in this league. I mean, a first-place finish last year, a solo second-place finish this year. I feel like Texas is doing just fine when it comes to SEC baseball.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, there's no doubt. Now they just got to – I guess they got to get their pitching lineup and what they want to do on that number 2 start, because I'm a little confused.
Yeah, well, I think we all are a bit confused. Like the one, I guess there were some downsides. I called it basically a perfect weekend for Texas softball and baseball. They won every game that they played, but unfortunately for the baseball team, a couple of injury nuggets to discuss. Max Scrubs, who has been one of the most reliable bullpen arms for Texas over the last 2 seasons, he's out for the year. Underwent season-ending arm surgery. You know, we heard on Thursday from Schloss that he was not going to pitch in the Mizzou series. We knew something was up, obviously, and unfortunately, it's worst-case scenario. He went under the knife. His season is done, so that's a big loss in the pen. And then Ruger Riojas, who got the start in the finale on Saturday, threw 5 pitches, got 1 out, and then he was done. And it's like, uh-oh, that's not normal.
Yeah, is that just soreness, or is that something that's been going on that nobody knew about? Obviously, they're not allowed to be telling you about injuries, but they do have injury updates in the SEC. So it's just how bad is it? Is it one of those deals we won't see him for a while, or is he going to be? Or is it just giving him rest after 5 pitches? Just a weird thing. 5 pitches and then you take a seat.
Right. Well, here was Jim Schlossnagle. He was obviously asked about that after the win on Saturday, and here's Schloss answering the Ruger Riojas question.
I mean, we basically just wanted him to get an appearance on senior day, to be honest with you. And I'm not going to tell you he felt like a 10, but he didn't feel any worse than last week. So I knew we wanted to get Cody Howard an extended look. We wanted to get Higgins in the game, and so. Ruger, we get a chance to really give him a chance to reset between now and the regional.
Is it reset or get healthy? Is he a 10? Okay, what was he then? If he wasn't a 10, was he a 4? And you just wanted to get him out there because it was senior day?
Right. Yeah, I mean, the velocity was a bit down in those 5 pitches, and it's been a bit down. And you remember for the first month and a half of conference play, we were talking about Ruger Riojas as maybe the best pitcher in the league. And in the second half of the season, just not quite as effective. He wasn't bad, but just not the same guy he was. And
no, remember I talked about different angles. He was coming at different angles. And so I was thinking there's something going on.
So, I think he's tired. I think he's a bit worn down. And I think the hope is for Texas. Look, they wanted to get him out there. If Ruger Riojas wasn't a senior, it sounds like he wouldn't have pitched at all in the game on Saturday. They would have given him an entire day off. But my guess is, Texas plays in the SEC tournament. You'd love to win it because it's a trophy. It's a banner. You get shirts and hats from our friends at St. Patrick. But like everybody knows, the bigger priority is the actual tournament. So I don't think Ruger Riojas is going to pitch this week in Hoover. Even if Texas does go on a run, I think Schloss is like, I agree with you, give you the week off, and then hopefully the version of you we saw earlier in the season is the version we get in the real postseason.
Yeah, because I wouldn't even gone in there and given him 5 pitches. I would have gone and let him get on the mound, tip his hat, and then see you later to the home crowd. And then I wouldn't let him take a chance even throwing 5 pitches because it was senior. He could have thrown him left-handed. Who cares?
You would have. I think he has to throw 1 pitch if he's out there. So it's like,
okay, well, 4 too many others. What were they trying to see if he was going to be? He's going to fire him and be somebody different.
I think that was the plan. It's like 1 batter, you get him out, you're out of the game. You give up a hit, you're out of the game. Doesn't matter. Sure. Like we're giving you 1 batter. Make the most of it, kid. And he did. Got the guy out, and that was it. So weird, peculiar. There was a bit of a hush around the crowd at UFCU Disch-Falk Field when Jim Schlossnagle was walking out to the mound. It's like, oh, this is not normal.
Yeah, because people want to know, how hurt is he? That's what they want to know. How bad is it? Well, obviously, if you put him out there, it wasn't that bad.
That was exactly what I was going to say. Like, if he was really, really hurt and could not pitch, then he would not have pitched at all.
Right,
I think it's just more fatigue. A bit worn down, long season. I think he's pitched more innings than he's ever pitched in his life, and maybe it's catching up to him a little bit. So, again, the hope is like, okay, 1.5 weeks, really 2.5 weeks, because I'm not going to say what he did on Saturday counts as an actual appearance. No. Hopefully 2.5 weeks between his last actual start at Tennessee and then regional play here in Austin is enough time to get Riojas, again, close to the guy he was a couple of months ago. That's all you can hope for at this point. I mean, Texas needs him. You got Volantis, you've got your ace, we know that, but you need some starting pitching depth to make a deep run in this NCAA tournament, and Ruger Riojas is obviously a big part of that. So
yeah, so why take a chance? You're right. So why mess around with him in the last series? You didn't need to. You're absolutely right.
And you're playing Mizzou. Like you knew you were going to be able to beat that team, even if Riojas only got 1 guy out. So if you're playing somebody tougher, then whatever. Also, the fact that the Longhorns had already won the first 2 games of the series, I think they knew they had done enough to clinch a top 8 national seed. So I think that may be factored into the decision as well. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. One more bit of sound here from Coach Schloss. Greg Swindell will join the show, by the way, at the top of the hour. We'll get his thoughts on all of this and everything related to Longhorns baseball. Jim Schlossnagle was asked if he's going to pop champagne because Texas finished in sole possession of second place in the SEC.
No, I mean, we certainly didn't get to pop champagne after winning the thing last year. We all know what the standard is here, but I am proud of our team to win 19 games in this league. Is it 16 out of 20 series in 2 years? That's pretty awesome. To win 40 games in the regular season, awesome. It's hard to do, especially in today's college baseball in this conference. So really proud of our team, but we have got to be better. We have got to play better, and we got to get healthy. And that's everybody this time of year, and we've played well enough to earn the right of the time to get healthy and the structure of the conference tournament. So we need to take advantage of that.
Yeah, they got to take advantage of those days off now and really get themselves healthy. Because I thought they had, even in the Tennessee series that they did not win, I just thought they had the right mentality of swinging the bats and not waiting around. They've been aggressive over the last couple of series. So, and of course, the one that you wanted to win all 3 games, they did in the last one, and they were very aggressive. That's why I said even with this softball team, boy, are they aggressive when they come to the plate. They don't care if it's first pitch. If you put it where they can hit it, they are swinging at it. They're not asking for walks. They're just asking to put it where they can put their bat on it. And boy, those girls get after it now.
They did. Yeah, a great hitting weekend for both the girls and the guys. Carson Tenney was awesome at the plate. Anthony Pack Jr. continues to be awesome at the plate. And again, with the ladies, when we talked about Katie Stewart, we talked about Reese Atwood. I mean, they get contributions up and down their lineup. So it's 2 very good teams. I mean, 2 national championship contending teams. Obviously, softball has already started their postseason run. Baseball will begin this week in Hoover. And I'll say it right now. I'm going to be Joe fan. I'm going to be biased Joe fan with the way I treat the SEC baseball tournament. if Texas wins, yeah, I'll talk trash. I'll puff my chest out. I'll be bragging. I'll be like, oh, yeah, last year we won the regular season conference title. This year we won the conference tournament title our first 2 years in the league. This isn't hard. Thought y'all said this would be tough. This is easy.
Yeah, I heard the baseball is a really, really tough league.
But if Texas loses in the first game, I'll be like, I don't care. Like,
there you go.
Yeah, it's like we're focused on the NCAA tournament. Like, that's what matters here. The Longhorns, again, because of the great regular season, all of those accomplishments that Schloss talked about there, all the wins and finishing second in the toughest conference of the sport, the Longhorns have already wrapped up a top 8 seed. So they don't need to go on some kind of run in Hoover to bolster their resume. They're already fine in that regard. So I don't, you want guys healthy. That's the biggest goal of the week, is nobody else get hurt. And that's my number one priority. But hey, if Texas wins it and nobody gets hurt, then you bet your ass I'll be talking some more. You know me. All right, we'll take your thoughts. The Dakota text line, 512-222-9328. The YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch live chats are rocking and rolling as well. We'll have some Cabo Bob's gift cards. We'll give those away later in the week, so definitely keep it locked in for your chance to win. We'll get to some NBA playoff conversation in a moment. But before we shift gears, Buck, how about our first round of sponsor shout-outs?
So to our friends over at Woods Comfort Systems, folks, it's going to be warm today, close to 95 degrees. So the heat is on, which means the air conditioning needs to come on in your home and come on properly. So if you're having any problems with that, as you found out over the weekend when it was a little bit humid and something's not quite right, call our friends at Woods Comfort Systems. For 70 years in Central Texas, they have been doing air conditioning and heating, and now they do plumbing. Trust to them if you have a plumbing problem indoors or outdoors. You can call in their technicians. They'll get to you. 70 years of Central Texas, Woods Comfort Systems. Nobody does it better.
No, they don't. WoodsComfortSystems.com is the website. 512-842-5066 is the number to call. And Google them.
Yes.
Their reviews are insane. Speaking of insane reviews, McCall Custom Homes. Good to see our guy Mike McCall at the Mullet Open on Friday.
Wife, the baby, the whole gang was there.
Whole gang was there hanging out for the weekend. And, man, they're the best at what they do. If you want to upgrade your home, you got to reach out to our guy, Mike McCall. First of all, he's a great dude. Like, you're just going to enjoy chopping it up with him. Great guy from Austin, big Longhorn fan, Texas grad. And you just enjoy having a conversation with this guy. But what can he do for you? Well, kitchen remodels, bathroom renovations. You want to add on to your home, maybe add some life to your outdoor space, anything like that. If you want to build a home from scratch, reach out to McCall Custom Homes. They specialize in home building and remodeling, and they've got more than 4 decades of experience. It's a father-son team. It's been doing this in Central Texas for a long time. A+ rated by the BBB. Tons of great reviews online. We trust our homes to McCall. You should too. 512-633-9580. That's Mike's personal line. Call him, text him, or you could go to their website, McCallCustomHomesATX.com. Free estimates to listeners of this show. It's McCall Custom Homes. We build value into your home.
And like I said before, these early bird drops coming in today. The back pain is definitely here. And this stuff has worked for me when I'm playing golf. It's going to work for me when I've been on my feet Thursday and Friday in the hard pan. I need to have those drops. I'm going to start that out after this show and just chill out. Should have done it yesterday while I was watching golf. That would have been a perfect time. But Jim Nance put me to sleep.
Yeah.
That guy almost rocked me out. I mean,
you don't need early bird CBD when you're listening to Hello Friends.
It's unbelievable. But those will help. That takes away some of the pressure on my back, and it has worked for me so far. The gummies have worked, and now I'm going to the drops as of today. Love those early bird CBD gummies, and I'm going to love the – what you got there?
Gummies.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. The watermelon gummies. I actually popped a strawberry gummy after the Mullet Open when I got home on Friday. Just popped one, melted into the couch, watched some sports, and went to bed.
There you go.
Slept like a baby. That's the beauty of early bird CBD. We love them. We think y'all will too. And how about a 20% off discount code? Just use promo code Bucky at checkout at earlybirdcbd.com, and you're going to get 20% off your first order from our great friends at Early Bird CBD. And a quick shout out to our friends at CentexTickets.com. If you are looking for tickets, hey, to the Austin Super Regional coming up for Texas softball. Any Longhorn baseball postseason game. Austin FC matches. San Antonio Spurs playoff tickets. They're in the Western Conference Finals. Yes, the series starts in Oklahoma City, but games 3 and 4 and 6 will be in San Antonio. You want to catch any sporting event, any concert, any festival, comedy show, Broadway show, any big event across the great state of Texas, only one place you need to look to find your tickets, centextickets.com. Don't forget the promo code CENTEX10 for 10% off of your purchase. Excuse me. All right. Let's dive into some NBA postseason conversation, Buck. The conference finals are set. We had a couple of series wrap up over the weekend. We'll take things way back to Friday, where the San Antonio Spurs absolutely dismantled the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 6 of that series in Minneapolis, about 139-109. The final. And the young Spurs left no doubt. They led wire to wire. They led by as many as 37. They shot 56% from the floor as a team. They also set a franchise playoff record with 18 three-pointers made, and they were also efficient from beyond the arc. It was a dominant performance from the opening tip and a very impressive way for San Antonio to advance to the conference finals for the first time in nearly a decade.
Yeah, it wasn't all about Wemby. It was everybody. Everybody had a hand in that one now.
Yeah, Stephon Castle was the leader. He had 32 points and 11 rebounds. Yeah, Wemby only had 19. We're used to seeing more from him. But like you said, I mean, everybody else stepped up. De'Aaron Fox had a big night. Dylan Harper had another strong performance. I mean, it was just everybody contributing for San Antonio, and they had their bench players in for the majority of the fourth quarter. Like, both teams pulled their starters with like 9 or 10 minutes left. The game was well in hand. They could have done that before then, honestly. Just a really, really impressive showing by San Antonio. Here was Mitch Johnson after the game. Like, a big storyline for the San Antonio team is everyone thinks they're ahead of schedule, right? They missed the playoffs last year. No, it's Mitch Johnson's first full season as the head coach there. It's only year 3 for Victor Wembanyama. I think people thought the Spurs were going to take a step this season, but to go from where they were to now conference finals and a team that won 60 games during the regular year, I don't know if anybody saw that coming. Mitch Johnson.
Not in this, that's a strong conference, too.
It is. Yeah, it is. And Mitch Johnson was asked that question, like, do you think you're ahead of schedule now that you've reached the NBA's Final Four? Here was his response to that.
And again, I'm not being facetious, but like, ahead of schedule what? Right? Like, I understand the general expectations of what we were supposed to in October aren't necessarily aligned with where we're at right now. So if that's your question, I would guess by general consensus, then ahead of that schedule. But we never talked about what we were going to be or what we were going to do. We just knew that we had a lot of potential and we were going to try to be the best team we can be. And those guys in that locker room have given themselves to the team and each other. And it's been pretty fun when you see a group of guys that are willing to give themselves to the team, the process, regardless of what that means for themselves. Harrison Barnes tonight didn't play to the fourth quarter, had monster plays again. I know the score was what it was, but you need every single possession. You need every single thing you can in this league at this moment during the playoffs. That's one thing we've learned in the 11 games that we've played. And when we have guys doing that, it's a powerful thing.
Is your voice going to make it through another series?
No idea.
I think people have a different outlook on the Spurs than they do like the Rockets. The Rockets, it would be, yeah, we've taken another step. We're just missing some pieces. And then, we got enough guys as time goes on to mature enough and we get the right players. But with the Spurs, I think people have a different mindset because not only Wemby, but the others that are around, and just that organization. I mean, they expect that they're going to win. They're not looking to make a better step this year and then next year they'll win the final. No, they expect to, if you make it to the championship, you expect it to win the championship. And not just that championship, but the NBA championship, I believe.
Well, the Rockets are going in the wrong direction, right? The Spurs are ascending. Yeah. The Rockets are descending right now. And the Spurs are better right now, and their future outlook is significantly brighter.
Well, they got better players, too.
Yeah, that's they're in a good spot. And for San Antonio, look, yes, they are ahead of schedule. There is zero doubt that they are ahead of schedule.
Right.
But like you said, They're not saying, oh, hey, we've already accomplished a ton. We're proud of what we did this year. Nobody thought we were going to get to the West Finals, and here we are. This is great. No, they're 8 wins away from an NBA championship. And if you ask me, they're 4 wins away from an NBA championship because I think the winner of the West is winning the whole thing.
Sure.
So now the 4 wins are going to have to come against the defending champs, the team that was the best team in the league all season long. But the Spurs did win 4 of their 5 regular season meetings against Oklahoma City. There's some familiarity there. They should have some confidence going into this series. And yeah, it's not just, oh, we're ahead of schedule. It's no, we're right there on the cusp of winning an NBA title. That's our focus right now. We're not just happy to be here anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's Wemby on a lot of teams that are close makes them a contender immediately. I mean, that's just the way it is. He's the best basketball player in basketball right now. That's not the MVP. He just can change the whole outlook of it. Doesn't matter who he played for, BK. The last place team in the league, he changes everything immediately. But now the others around him are playing like real mature They're young guys that are playing some unbelievable mature basketball right now as a group. So their expectations are we're winning the whole thing. Now they got to go through OKC, like you said, a veteran group now. Still quite a young team, but a veteran group when it comes to playoff experience. So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, game 1 tonight in OKC. Jalen Williams is back for the Thunder. He's been out since April 22nd dealing with the hamstring strain. Obviously, Oklahoma City hasn't needed him. The Thunder are 8-0 in these playoffs, but the Spurs are a different animal compared to the shorthanded Lakers and the Phoenix Suns, who OKC got in round 1.
They didn't even take any chances with him. That dude probably could have played, and they said, we're not even going to think about you playing.
Yeah, they knew they didn't need him against the 2 opponents that they've already met. And you mentioned it. I mean, yesterday, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was named NBA MVP for the 2nd consecutive year. Congrats to him. He's the 14th player in league history to go back-to-back when it comes to the most valuable player award. Wemby finished 3rd. You wonder if it's a little extra motivation for Wemby. Again, you're playing in a conference final. You shouldn't need that stuff. But you get to go up against the guy that won the MVP award instead of you, perhaps a little more fuel to the fire of Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, I don't know if he's that guy. I just think he's that guy that thinks he's the best player in basketball. He's at the point of his career right now where he's just learning some things, but he thinks he's the best basketball player there is. And for a guy that has all those tools to think that way and think that way hard, I don't think he's like, oh, I'm going to show them. He's just going to play.
Yeah.
And to the best of his ability, like he played the other night. You know,
Yeah.
It wasn't the other night, he didn't score 50, but he was so much a part of what they did, you know, when the other guys were so good. He's just going to show how important he is to that team. And it's not like he has to score 80, you know, a bunch of points. He doesn't need that. He just has to do those things that they need him to do. And they should be okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say if Wemby scores 80 tonight, the Spurs will take game 1.
Yeah, I will, and they will cover.
Okay. I don't think he goes for 80, but you're right. He impacts the game in so many different ways, not just on defense. I think most people focus on like how he impacts it on defense, but he doesn't have to score to just impact the game on offense because he attracts so much attention because of how good and unique he is that it does make life easier for the other 4 guys around him who are obviously elevating their games too. I'm not trying to discredit the Castles and the Foxes and the Harpers of the world, but and there's no doubt playing next to the alien makes life a lot easier.
That certainly does make it easier, doesn't it?
Oh, my gosh. So would love to get your thoughts. Game 1 tonight in Oklahoma City, north of the Red River. The Thunder are 6.5-point home favorites. Do you have a gold star lock for the people?
Yeah, I'll take the Spurs for 100,000 unit play.
You calling the upset, or are you saying just to cover?
Just to cover.
So you think the Thunder win a close one tonight?
I think we get a thriller tonight in game 1.
Okay. Yeah, I
think the real maturity of OKC will come out tonight, you know, down the stretch.
I would love to see this one go the distance, right? I mean, these are the 2 best teams in the league, 2 60-win teams. We don't always get matchups. We don't often get matchups like these in the postseason. Felt like these teams have been on a collision course for a long time, and it's nice that we're actually getting it. But I'm hoping it's just 7 heavyweight rounds coming our way.
Their MVP is gonna play to prove a point too. Why he is the 2-time MVP. He's not. That's not just some scrubby guy playing. That guy's gonna be That guy's going to be lit up tonight and ready to go.
Well, just get ready. I mean, I think Spurs fans know. People watch enough basketball to know about SGA. Again, he's won the MVP award 2 years in a row, but he is a frustrating player to play against. Or
he'll be mopping up the floor with his
against.
body in his uniform tonight. He'll be on the ground a lot.
Yep, and it's like, oh my God, that's what he does. He flops all over the place. So get ready for a flop fest in this one. But yeah, game one tonight should be spectacular theater. NBC, you don't have to worry about streaming. Oh wait, you don't have NBC.
No, I have NBC. No, that's right. I don't have NBC. I have ABC, CBS. Yes.
You got to get NBC.
Yeah, I'm done with Fubo. They're about done.
Got to go back to YouTube TV.
I know. What the hell is going on? I mean, generally these things don't last this long. It's a year.
I know. You can't. There's too many good sporting events on NBC.
I know.
Can't
I missed horse racing again this weekend.
You missed the Preakness.
Yes. It was not at Pimlico.
You're such a big horse racing fan. What are you doing to yourself? You're torturing yourself.
I know. You're telling me.
I am telling you to change your TV provider.
So sick of messing with this TVs and internet and all this other stuff.
I would send you my login, but I don't think you know what to do with it.
No, I'd screw up something here and it would be all messed up, and then I'd have to call somebody over here to fix it.
The NBA Finals are on the NBC this year. On the NBC.
I'll be going to bars. I'll be headed to bars.
When's the last time you've been to a bar?
And sat and watched? I'm just going to go and sit and watch, yes.
Okay. Be careful out there at those places.
No, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to drink anything. Drink some sweet tea and have a nice meal. Maybe I go to Cover 3 and just check it out.
I like that. I love Cover 3. Best sports bar in town. So there you go. 100,000 units on the Spurs tonight, plus 6.5. I guess while we're on the topic of Gold Star locks, I will mention that you are still down 100,000 units in the playoffs.
And I'll take another 100,000 on Buffalo on the road, Montreal.
Well, no, the game is in Buffalo.
Oh, it is? Okay. Then I'll definitely take them at home. Yeah, that's 150,000 units. Thank you for the extra 50.
Okay. Yeah, on the ice, you've got a game 7 in the Eastern Conference semifinals. Montreal at Buffalo.
They're at home. I'll take it for 200,000 unit play.
They did lose game 5 at home.
Dude, they are flying around the place. Their defense will be good tonight.
They won. They lost game 5 at home. Then they went to Montreal and won game 6, 8-3.
Yeah, they put a bunch of numbers on them. They'll do it again tonight.
Game 7 tonight back in Buffalo.
200 unit play.
200,000 unit play.
Yeah, 200,000 unit play. Big play tonight.
You are very fortunate that you're not down a lot more, because our last day of picks, I guess it was probably last Wednesday, because you were off on Thursday, and then Friday we were having a good time at the Mullet Open. You had the Pistons in whatever game they lost against the Cavs, game 5 at home. And then you also had the Colorado Avalanche in game 5 against Minnesota. They were down 3-0 and came back and won in overtime. Otherwise, you'd be down 400,000 units right now.
Could have, should have.
I know. Just thank your lucky stars that you're still close to even right now, sir. That's all I got to say. All right, so there you go. We'll get to the other NBA game. We also have to talk about the PGA Championship as well. But before we get to anything else, how about another quick round of sponsor shout-outs?
So to our friends over at Sue Patrick, of course, since 1975, the incredible selection of Longhorn apparel, and they've got it all, collectibles, accessories. They've got tons of Texas-themed items and a wide variety of men's and women's clothing, folks. Sue Patrick offers free shipping on online orders of $59 or more, free curbside pickup, and plenty of parking space at 5222 Burnett Road. And boy, when that piece of luggage went at the Mullet Open, the kid was a student, and he said, I needed this carry-on. And he said, it's perfect. I'm a big Longhorn fan, and now I got Longhorn carry-on gear from Sue Patrick. The bag apes won't be able to harm that. Well, maybe, because it's not going to be thrown around down below. It's going to go right upstairs in the luggage, which is good. Folks, Sue Patrick is definitely the jelly cat capital of the world. And what's that other line of stuff that we don't want to get too many people there buying?
Neo.
Nuggies?
Neo.
Neo. Yeah.
Neo from the Matrix. Nido.
Nido. Okay, they've got tons of that there just for you. But thank you to Jay and Sue and the whole gang over there for the wonderful gifts at the Mullet Open. For more information, head on over to SuePatrick.com, folks.
Love Sue Patrick. Shout out to them. Also, shout out to AV Consultations. Yeah, speaking of great supporters of the Mullet Open, you mentioned this earlier. Tom McKay giving away 2 85-inch TVs at the 25th annual Mullet Open. Just a charitable guy. Always has been, always will be. Fantastic person, but also his company is fantastic as well. Maybe you didn't win the TVs. Well, you could still be a winner if you call Audiovisual Consultations, because they'll come out to your place and upgrade your home TV setup. Big screens, projectors, surround sound speakers. They do all of those things and more. Golf simulators, whole home lighting, surveillance systems to keep you and your loved ones safe. They do all of that and more. All of the toys to help elevate your home and make it a more enjoyable place to live for you, also your family, and for friends as well. AV Consultations, that's what they're all about. They've been hooking up Central Texas since 1988. Let them hook you up to 512-255-8678. Find out more online at avconsultations.com.
Sweet.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's talk a little PGA Championship, Buck. The second major of the golf year is in the books. How about Aaron Rai?
Hey, A-Rod?
Aaron.
Wow.
Shooting a 5 under 65, which included 4 under on the back 9. He shot his lowest score in a major round in his life by 2 shots. Like, by far and away, it was the best round he's ever played in any major in his career. And he ends up winning by 3 strokes to take home his first major championship. Congrats to Aaron Rai out of nowhere.
Yeah, man, talking about being steady, just a steady, attitude steady, just putting steady. Everything he did was like he had been there before. Like, this guy's won on the tour an awful lot, but he had confidence in the way he played all week long, and he showed it on Sunday, because I thought that guy was going to eventually gag it, because he was starting to gag a little bit, and the people that were behind him, John Rahm and little crybaby Rory and some of those other guys, like Scotty Scheffler was just, speaking of gagging it away, that guy, his 4-foot putting stroke. I got a putting green here, Scotty. You can come over at any time and get some practice in on those 4-footers, those right to left turn ones. Oh my goodness!
You're trying to give Scotty Scheffler advice on how to play?
I'm just getting him, just some putting. He can come over here and putt. Sometimes you need to get on some different. Those greens were unbelievable. That, watching golf all these years and looking at courses and saying, oh, this U.S. Open rough is bad. I've never seen anything like it. Well, I've never seen a course like that. It was laid out so nicely, but it was just, there was pitfalls on every hole.
Yeah, there was some tough elements, a lot of wind too, especially in the afternoons during all 4 rounds.
And where they put the pin placements were just brutal.
Pin placements were tough. The greens were fast. You mentioned that the rough was incredibly thick. I mean, even the first cut of rough, you couldn't find your ball half the time. So some of the lies were horrible. Yeah, it was not a fun weekend for a lot of guys, but Aaron Rai stepped up when it mattered most. And like you said, I mean, John Rahm was lurking. Rory was lurking. Oberg, Schauffele, Justin Thomas, big names, guys who have been there, done that. They were all pretty high up on the leaderboard at some point during Sunday's round. And it didn't matter for Aaron Rai. That was only his second PGA Tour win of his career. I mentioned his first major, only his second ever win on the PGA Tour. Buck, his best finish in a major before yesterday, tied at 19th. Like, he's never been close to winning one of these things. And like you said, cool, calm, collected, nothing fazed that dude at all. Well, he's got the O.J. Simpson gloves going on.
He had both of them. That was unbelievable.
That's a weird bit. I mean, he always plays with those, but every time I see it, because they don't show him a lot unless he's in contention, because he's not a household name, but he's got 2 black gloves that he plays with. And looks like he took his arthritis medicine, because the gloves were fitting just fine. But that's a weird bit. Is he driving somebody after the tournament?
Driving Miss Daisy or something? Yeah, it was kind of cool. He had, he'd done that as a kid, and he just never got over it. That's just dad had him have on 2 gloves, and now he learned how to play with them. And some of the things they talked about, he has head covers on his irons because he grew up where, hey, listen, I can't have my irons nicked up. You see guys throwing their clubs around. He's like, oh no, my parents taught me here, you put covers on these because you nick them up. They're yours. They're going to be yours for a long time. So
How about that?
yeah, he just has kept his ways from being a kid,
Is he? He's had the same club since he was a kid. You
No,
think?
he's not had the same clubs, but he put head covers on them because when he was a kid, he couldn't afford to get them nicked up. And now, if he wants a new set, he'll get a new set every week probably. But he's just done that as a kid, so he's learned I'm going to take care of my stuff.
That's interesting. Aaron Wright is an Englishman, but like the Brits don't like him at all because he's like barely English. Like he's from there. His parents are Indian. He grew up in the States. He lives in the States. So I love him even more because I don't like the English. But the fact that he chooses to not live over there means he's a good person.
Yeah, he lives in Jacksonville.
And did you notice how his teeth look normal? That means he's not a true Englishman. Those are the rules. And he didn't smell weird, I don't think. But, yeah, impressive showing by him. And how about that 68-foot birdie putt on 17? I mean, he already had the tournament won, like barring a total choke. But, like, all right, maybe he 3 putts here, and then if he bogeys on 18, it could open up the door for somebody else. And then instead, from 68 feet out, he birdies. I mean, that would have been an impressive 2-putt. Instead, he only needs one.
On that putting surface. It was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how he made that one. Sometimes it's your day. When it's your day, it's your day.
You're absolutely right. Sorry, Rory.
And yeah, how about Rory? I mean, maybe the bigger storyline was Rory losing his mind on a spectator yesterday who yelled USA after he hit a crappy shot. It wasn't during the backswing. He hit a bad shot, shanked it.
Yeah, he was in a bunker, and he didn't quite – it just landed on the fluff on top of the bunker, didn't get to the green.
Yeah.
And he wanted to have the guy thrown out. He pointed at him. I'm like, yeah, come on, Rory.
The guy just yells USA like he's far away. It's not like directly, hey, Rory, England sucks, go USA. It wasn't that. It was just a run-of-the-mill USA chant that you get everywhere when you're playing a tournament in the States. Yeah. And Rory's like, shut the F up. Cameras caught him doing that. And then he's literally pointing to the security guard in the direction of the fan, getting him kicked out of the event.
I know, and it was kind of crazy. And Scheffler and Jordan Spieth were going through all the Eagles calls all week. I mean, all week long. Like in the middle, as they're walking down the fairway, they're getting it. They're not. You think they're trying to get guys kicked? They could care less.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why Scotty didn't play so well. He was tired of hearing about the Eagles. Two Dallas guys aren't going to perform well in Philadelphia, right? That's to be expected. But you're right. For Scotty, back to him for a second. He was 3 under on Thursday. He was tied for the lead for the first time ever in his career. He's been tied for the lead after an opening round of a major, and then he was plus run the rest of the weekend. Just never got it in gear.
And he never got him close. He never got his iron play close. But nobody was getting their iron play close. Nobody was hitting balls in there at 3 feet. It just wasn't happening.
Yeah. I mean, the flat stick is what everyone's going to focus on, which that wasn't good for him and for a lot of guys. But yeah, so I mean, when Scotty's really on, he's throwing darts to within 3 or 4 feet towards like he can't miss these putts. They're too close. And he was leaving himself some 10 to 20 footers, which look, if he's on, he can make them, but putting is the weakest part of his game, and that showed up at a bad time for him. So we'll see.
And that's why my putting green is open to Scotty. If he just wants to take a little drive, if he wants to leave the Metroplex to come down and drive, that's fine.
I like that. So you've got a fall school for athletes.
Yes.
Guys like Tua Tagovailoa is a graduate of your fall school. Victor Wembanyama, has he attended yet or waiting for after the year?
No, that was until he has another fall like that where he wants to go plant his face into the ground first. He doesn't have one of the worst falls I've ever seen, BK.
Against the Blazers where he got concussed and had to miss a game in that first round. Yeah. So he needs to go to your fall school. But now you've got a putting school for some PGA Tour professionals too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I let the guys I let the Texas Cheaters come. They come by once a week. Once I take their money, then they want to come by. Can I come and putt on your green? I said, you guys can come at night, bring your cars and pull the cars up there with the lights on and putt. I don't want you on the property during the daytime.
Scotty's invited. Rory's not invited. Screw
No, because
him.
I'm going to yell USA out the window at him.
He's going to get you evicted from your own house.
Come on.
What a loser. That guy.
He
just thinks he's bigger than the game. Like, he thinks it's all about him. And it's like, dude,
yes.
it's golf. Like, relax.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Hey, it's golf, Rory. Relax.
He's Shooter McGavin to me. Rory McIlroy's Shooter McGavin.
Nobody's threatening you. They're just yelling out USA.
Give me a break. All right, so there you go. Congrats to Aaron Rye. Fun tournament, impressive showing from the fake Englishman on the back nine yesterday, and he gets his first major championship. Let's shift gears here. I see him in the waiting room, ready to rock and roll. Joining us now, as he does each and every Monday during baseball season, it's legendary lifetime Longhorn and World Series champion, Greg Swindell. Zeke, it's good to see you, man. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
We're doing fantastic, man. And my putting green is open to you, a Major League Baseball player. I take on all professionals. If you fall down, I'm here for you. If you can't putt, I'm here for you. I can't do anything to help you drive the ball longer. I just can't. I'm too weak to get anybody. I can't do anything for anybody's driving.
Well, they say it's not the bow and arrow, Bucky. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know if a putting green will help. I can keep it straight. I can get it to the green. Yeah, sometimes I was a 12-year-old putt champion in Houston back in the day.
Really?
How they had the old putt golf.
Oh yeah.
12-year-old champ. I got a putter and a ball and a little gift certificate.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Putt.
Did you play golf like in high school or anything, Zeke?
No, never. Never, man. I had to work growing up. I didn't have time to play golf.
Yeah. Like now, you're not the one. You weren't one of these country club kids.
No, we used to sneak on the country club.
There you go.
And fish.
Yeah, there you go.
That's my son. He would sneak onto the old Circle C and gets 5 or 6 pound bass there. He'd go out there with a little night light on the top of his hat and fish the ponds.
We did that in Houston at Brayburn Country Club, right down the street from Sharpstown High School. And we would sneak under the fence and fish. And we saw Mr. Ray coming in the golf cart. We would run and go back under the fence and leave until that one day he caught us. He caught us, called our parents, had to wait there till 9 o'clock. Dad was working. And then eventually I became a member of Brayburn Country Club.
Very nice. Reminded
Mr. Ray, and he probably chased a lot of kids off the golf course back in the day. He didn't remember who we were, but that's a pretty funny story. Good fish and good golf over there in Sharpstown.
Nice.
You're a good man.
Representing.
There you go.
Apollo today.
How about that? Well, you're a good man, because I'm a grudge holder, so I would have been like, oh, once I become a member of this club, I'm telling Mr. Ray he can't be here anymore. He's kicked out forever, banned for life. Good for you for taking the high road there, sir. Goodness gracious. Well, little Longhorn baseball, great weekend for the most part for Texas. We'll start with the bad, I guess, and maybe it's not bad. Maybe it's not a whole lot of anything. But Ruger Riojas, obviously a bit of a surprise for everybody. That regular season finale on Saturday, Riojas gets the start on senior day. He gets the first out. Seems like, all right, here we go. He's about to settle in. And then out comes Jim Schlossnagle to take him out of the game. Now, Schloss said after the game, it's nothing serious. Just wanted to give him some rest, but would love to get your thoughts. I know you analyze these pitchers very closely. You know, what you've seen from Ruger Riojas, and is there any cause for concern with the fact that he only faced one batter on Saturday?
Well, I mean, you look a couple of weeks ago, they moved him back a day because he was sore and doing all his things. Only went 70 pitches in the next start. And then yesterday, I mean, if you're going to give him senior day props, just let him go out and get his little picture and take pictures with his family. But obviously he can still throw. Everything was there. He warmed up, got through the pregame routine. If it was scheduled, I mean, it caught everybody by surprise, but they did have Walls warming up in the bullpen already. So It was, if you look at it, it could have been a thing, and then it was only 5 pitches. So, but his velocity was only 88 in those 5 pitches. So was he just taking it easy to get the one out and whatever? So I was surprised. I mean, I've texted Zonk. I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on? And of course, Zonk doesn't answer his phone during games. I don't know why. He's a little busy. But yeah, I don't think it's a concern for Riojas. And like I said, it could be he could have one game left, he could have 2 games left, and whatever he has left in the Texas uniform, he's going to go out and give it his best once these playoffs start. Hopefully, it's 3 or 4 starts.
You know, Greg, there's so much extra time that you can give to a guy like that. I think you noticed a couple of weeks ago that the velocity was different. Arm angles were starting to get a little different with him. And, you know, BK said before we started this, maybe that dude's just tired, you know, and some people, you know, some guys that have been pitching a long, long time, you know, they're like iron horse, you know, they're just going to keep on going. But sometimes you just get tired, and people see that in you. I think you saw that in his velocity and angles, and maybe that's just all it is.
Well, yeah, and one thing that you can look at too, when pitchers start changing angles with their arm, that means they can't get their arm up here, so they drop a little bit. And now it starts to get sore here, and I'm dropping a little bit more.
Sure.
Trust me, I've been there. I wanted to stay in, and eventually you have to give in. I think we've seen that in Max Grubbs this year. He didn't have any of the numbers he's had the years before, and now we know why. He had season-ending surgery over the weekend. So things happen, and Ruger, he's like I said, he's a gamer. We've seen him out there. He's gonna do it whether he has to throw underhand. But yeah, you could definitely see something, and hopefully it was just want to rest him and see what happens. And I think I read where the first game of the SEC tournament when Texas plays, that I don't think they're starting Volantis is what I think I saw. So maybe Ruger's going to come back for that game. So who knows? But either way, they ended up the season, the 7 games. I wanted 7-0. We got 5-2. We got the 40 wins. They moved up or stayed in the middle, stayed at number 5 in the rankings. So did well. Offense came alive this week. I had to. They gave up a few more runs than normal. But when you're pitching, you want to see those monster shots. I know that from the offense.
Definitely. Legendary lifetime Longhorn Greg Swindell joining us here. Yeah, Zeke, you kind of answered my next question already, but would love to get sort of your biggest takeaways. Look, Missouri's not very good. They finished last in the SEC. I mean, it's what it's supposed to look like when a team as good as Texas hosts a team as bad as Mizzou. But your maybe most positive takeaways from what you saw from the Longhorns, and do you feel like they can carry some of that momentum into the postseason?
They definitely can. And I think the one thing before we get to that is Schlossnagel's not going to wait till the day before game when they go to Hoover. Last year, they waited till Thursday to get to Hoover. You want to get there, get the experience, see the facilities, see how the tournament's going, and just live the postseason life. So they're going earlier, which I think is good. But the momentum, sure. Robin's getting sick, I think, is a bad thing, but I think it's a good thing. You got to see we got to see all brother outfield, Bucky. We had 3 brothers in the outfield this weekend. Haven't seen that in a while.
That's for sure.
And got to see Pendergrass get in there and play. Gumbo had a big weekend stepping in. So those things are good. Cody Howard, even he got extended on the mound. He gave up a few runs, but you're going to need him now that Max Grubbs went down. You got to see Caleb Rogers come in for one batter to end the season, burn a red shirt. I think it's for a reason, because Max Grubbs went down. You're going to need another right-handed arm down there with the big right. He's struggling a little bit, Crossland. And so as many arms as you could get in there. It was a good weekend. They swept, but the biggest takeaway for me was the offense. I mean, Tenney, he's had 4 monster shots this year, tied the Hispanic Titanic with that for the season, and could possibly break it in the postseason. So offense looked good. They're still being aggressive on the base paths. Biggest concern would be, like Sloss said, some guys on the bump need to clean it up. They need to throw more strikes. And you don't have time to practice anymore. It's postseason. You get the SEC tournament, maybe 1 game, maybe 3 games to clean it up, and then you're playing for keeps when the regionals start, and that's just a couple weeks away.
You know, when you start getting closer and closer with super regionals and things like that, where you know you got to win these games, Greg, I just noticed that this baseball team is you know, during the season you earn the right to get on first base. You know, take the walk, let's go on, we'll score. The next guy will move me over or whatever. These guys come up to the plate over the last couple of weeks, even against Tennessee, they're swinging at, if you put it in the strike zone, they're swinging at it. They're not looking to walk. They're looking to hit their way onto the base.
And that's Sloss's big thing. I think Texas leads the nation in first pitch taking. And so you change it up a little bit as you get closer to the postseason, because usually that first fastball is going to be the best one you see, right, and you jump all over it. Sometimes it doesn't help. Sometimes it will help when you swing at that first one. But I mean, I like the aggressiveness. They can hit the ball. They can obviously hit the ball out of the park and all the way up and down the lineup. And looking at the one guy who at one point had 5 home runs and 8 at bats, who had been struggling, Borba. That's a really good sign for Texas, moving now into the tournament, into the postseason. So go up there, be aggressive. There's going to be times when you're taken, but I like it. Make the pitcher adjust to you.
Yep.
You don't adjust to him at that point.
Yeah, legendary lifetime Longhorn Greg Swindell joining us here. A couple more for you, Zeke. I think I know your answer because you're a ball player, you're a competitor, but I'm going to ask it anyways. The SEC tournament is this week. Texas gets the double bye. They won't play until Friday. I mean, the Longhorns have already done enough to wrap up a top 8 national seed. Like that's the big goal. You get to control your path to Omaha by playing every game in your home ballpark. Last year, Texas lost their SEC tournament opener, ended up losing in the regional. Feels like there's a lot of back and forth amongst this fan base to where, okay, do we take the SEC tournament seriously, or do we don't really care about it? We want to make sure we stay healthy. Let's turn all of our attention to the NCAA tournament. How do you go about handling, I don't want to say a meaningless tournament because it's not that, but something that's obviously not as big as what's coming up starting next weekend?
Well, yeah, I mean, you still have a chance to win 3 more games. You still have a chance to move up to maybe 5 or 4 and get paired up differently in a super regional. You're not playing until Friday. That's a 3-game weekend. That's just like a conference weekend. So if you lose Friday, okay, you other guys can go back to Austin and get some throwing in, but I'm treating it just like a regular 3-game weekend. Because to me, it's big. You saw what happened last year. They started, I don't think we'll see Ethan Walker start the game this year, whoever they play. So I go at them just like it's a normal weekend. Get your guys some work. If it's close and guys are tired because it might be hot in Hoover, then you might get them a rest. But I'm starting all my guys. I'm starting my top 3 pitchers. I'm doing everything normal, and hopefully, I mean, I would like to see them get 3 wins. 3 wins and win the tournament. And I mean, if they do that, I think you move up a few spots in the rankings and you have a better taste in your mouth coming back to Austin for a regional.
For sure. Yeah, definitely carries some more momentum going into the regional round. And I guess my last question, Zeke, Dylan Volantis, another incredible performance on Friday. Nice bounce back for him. Nice bounce back for the entire team after the disappointment in Knoxville the previous weekend. But you think Dylan Volantis has done enough to earn that SEC Pitcher of the Year award this year?
Yeah, I mean, bias, yeah. You look at his numbers. He's one of the best in the country. I think, what's this guy's name? The kid in Florida, King. He's really good. There's a lot of good pitchers out there, but I think those 2 stand out as the best pitcher in the SEC. But I think Volantis proved it last year, being the freshman of the year. Came back this year with a lot of pressure on him, to be that guy, and stepped up. So I see no reason why he couldn't win the pitcher of the year in the SEC.
Yeah,
he's proven it on the mound, and his numbers don't lie.
Yeah, Aiden King at Florida's a stud, but Volantis has a lower ERA, more strikeouts, a lower batting average again.
Just a tick better in all those stats is Volantis.
Yep, and to me that makes it pretty obvious right there who that award should be going to. But I'm biased like you, Zeke, so we'll see what actually happens. Great stuff as always. Hopefully at this time next week we're talking about an SEC tournament championship. But either way, we appreciate the time and look forward to previewing the postseason next time we chop it up.
Yeah, this time next week will be a selection show. So
there you go.
A little bit after we come on the air this time next week, Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day. Oh yeah, we might have to push till Tuesday. We'll give you. You've earned the Monday off, Zeke. We'll give you Memorial Day off.
I got to tell you, Tuesday. I think what's Tuesday? The 11th. Okay, I'm still here Tuesday. I got to go coach my Galveston Sand Crabs. I got to go next week down to Galveston to be. I'm a pitching coach this summer.
Nice.
For a wooden bat league. So we're getting there on the 26th, so we can practice, meet the kids, and get everything in order. So
first, you got to get down there early to get some fishing in.
Oh yeah, my the owner of the team's got a nice bay house, so I'm just going right I'm going on right on the back porch.
Coaching a bunch of crabs too. I like that. That'll be good. The sand crabs, Galveston sand crabs.
They had baseball in Galveston in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and they were the sand crabs. And so the owner did some research and came up with purple and gold, like Galveston ball, I guess. They're purple and gold. And we're going to be the sand crabs.
I love it.
It'll be fun. I mean, something different. Coach some kids, and hopefully
have some fun, man.
Owner's a stickler. He wants to win the championship already, so got a lot of pressure on us.
All right. You're going to lose your job if the pitching staff's not going right. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, man. Well, good luck.
Right. I signed a multi-year deal. That's okay.
There you go.
Make sure that buyout money's in place.
Got to get paid for any.
All right, buddy. Listen, thank you so much.
That is fantastic. Oh, I think Zeke's freezing on us. Oh, there we go. All right, Zeke. We'll talk next week. See you, man. Hook 'em.
All right.
There he goes. Legendary lifetime Longhorn, Greg Swindell. Good Texas baseball conversation. Look, I figured Zeke would answer the question about the SEC tournament the way he did, right? I mean, he's a competitor. He wants to win. You've got a chance to win a conference title and get a trophy. I mean, those are all big, big deals. I just wonder how serious the coaching staff is going to take this in terms of, again, because of what's at stake, the NCAA tournament starting next week. You want to make sure that you've got all hands on deck to go on a deep postseason run, unlike last year where you didn't. I'm curious how the coaching staff kind of handles Hoover, Alabama later this week.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're winning and you seize the momentum, you keep riding that wave. If it's screwing up your health, then it's no good. But I think you want that opportunity to get to stay aggressive at the plate like they've been doing. So I think it's another opportunity. Hey, it's more bats, it's more pitches.
Yeah. And, again, last year, I don't know if people believe in trends or themes or anything like that, but last year, Texas lost their first game of the SEC tournament, despite being the 1 seed. Remember, the Longhorns won the SEC regular season crown. They got the double bye. They were the 1 seed, and they lost in extra innings to Tennessee. And then they ended up losing in the regional in Austin the weekend later. Maybe they put a little bit more emphasis on, okay, now let's go out there and try to win 3 games. So we've got more momentum and more confidence, both at the plate and on the mound, going into the real tourney. Who knows?
Yeah, the coach, what the coach is going to say. Of course, it's important to us.
Yeah, I know what he's going to say, but
until you lose and say, "Oh, we needed the rest."
Yeah, Ethan Walker, as Zeke mentioned, Ethan Walker's a reliever, still in the bullpen this year, but he started the Longhorns SEC tournament opener. A guy didn't start a series opening game all year last year for Texas, so clearly they showed up late. They started a guy they wouldn't normally start. They didn't have once the game started, it's not like guys were up there trying to strike out and, we don't care. We're just going to kick the ball around and get run ruled like that.
But going into it what the mindset seems to be.
Right. But if I don't know, maybe Luke Harrison pitches on Friday, like if it's just a random bullpen arm again, then to me it's no, they want to get ready for the actual tournament, which I'm not going to complain about. All right, good stuff. We'll take your thoughts. The code to text line 512-222-9328. The YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch chats are rocking and rolling as well. We'll continue the Longhorn conversation. We've got football landing a commitment, men's basketball landing a commitment over the weekend, and also Bucky's favorite, Aaron Rodgers is back with the Steelers. We'll get to those stories in a bit, but first, how about a few more sponsor shout-outs?
Folks, if you're seeking special patient-focused orthopedic care, do contact the experts at Texas Orthopedics. Their physicians offer comprehensive surgical and non-surgical orthopedic care for children and adult, spinal care, sports medicine, trauma care, joint replacement, and more. Dr. Danny, Dr. Stockton, dedicated orthopedic surgeons there, and all-around good guys for sure. Their goal is to get you back into good health and the great quality of life that you deserve. Texas Orthopedics is the largest independent orthopedic practice in Central Texas. For more information, go to txortho.com.
Yes, indeed. Love Texas Orthopedics. Also, a shout out to our friends at Qualis Roofing and Construction. Got some more storms coming this week.
Yes, indeed.
Something happens to your roof, reach out to our friends at Qualis Roofing and Construction. Look, you should have your roof looked at. It's one of the most important parts of your home. It is the thing that keeps everybody safe, after all. Insurance companies recommend you get your roof checked out twice a year. Qualis says, hey, once a year is perfectly fine. But if you want to make sure your home is ready for all of the rain that we've got coming up, reach out to our friends at Qualis. They're not storm chasers. They're not fly-by-night. They've been around, and they are going to stay around. They've got a great team here in Central Texas. They also have a great team up in the Metroplex as well. They specialize in both residential and commercial roofing projects. More than 700 five-star reviews online. They are the absolute best at what they do. Fantastic people, super communicative. They do high-quality work. And oh, by the way, the inspections are free. Free inspections, free storm assessments. They'll come out, look at your roof. If something minor is wrong, they can fix it for cheap. If something minor is wrong and you don't have them out to inspect it, it could turn into something major down the line that costs you a hell of a lot of money. Call on our friends at Qualis right now. Again, they'll come out to your place for free. They'll also buy you a free Longhorn shirt just for having them out. QualisGC.com is their website, or you can give them a call at 512-257-0033. It's the Big Q, Qualis Roofing and Construction.
Folks, Hat Creek Burger Company is proud to be a place where you can come in hungry and leave full, and that's exactly what they're all about. Great burgers, fries, and shakes. Of course, 30 locations throughout the state of Texas, great playgrounds for kids. And folks, they have great happy hour for the adults also. So it's great. Man, their locations are fantastic. I'm going to have a Hat Creek Burger tomorrow, BK. Golf day tomorrow, Hat Creek Burger Day for the Buck.
Nice.
And I may even have a Hat Creek Burger and just maybe a couple nuggies. Since I've had those nuggies, now I'm a nuggie guy at Hat Creek Burger. I didn't think I was going to be a chicken man at a burger place, but boy, are their nuggies delicious. And so are the shakes. By the way, I went a little bit crazy there while I was at the Mullet Open there. You know, once I get away and I get there and start getting into the shakes, I got into the Amy's ice cream at the hotel, BK. I had like 5 large ice creams. But now I can get to my place, and Hat Creek Burger has the best shakes. I am going to try them all this week. I will have one on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's going to be raining. Hey, nothing like taking one of those great shakes indoors with you to your house. But you can do all that good stuff at our good friends at Hat Creek Burger Company. Yeah, this is going to be Tuesday. I'm going to go straight through the week with a shake every day.
How are the people supposed to believe anything that you're saying right now? You ate 5 large ice creams in one day?
I had 5 throughout the weekend there. From Thursday to Saturday, I had 5 large ice creams at the hotel. And they were
not Amy. You said Amy's. You didn't go to Amy's 5 different times.
Oh no, I didn't go to Amy's. I was at the hotel. I think they have Amy's right there at the hotel. So that's exactly what I had. I had 5 large cups. Every time I went to the room, I had a cup of ice cream going with me.
That's awesome. And it was free?
Well, the folks in there in the evenings gave me the freebies.
Nice. Oh, I like that. The folks there in the evenings, huh?
Yes. I don't want to
call them woman of the night.
They were fabulous. Oh my goodness, was that good? That is my one time of the year where I get loose. My wife's at the house, and I got 2 days at that hotel, and I go nuts. And the one night I didn't even eat dinner. I had ice cream instead.
Oh, so they were women of the night, huh? You got loose with the pros. Nice. Wife's on. Good move by you, sir. I like what you're doing there.
Oh, I love that ice cream. I'm sitting in the room, no clothes on, sitting there naked with ice cream on my belly right there, a little cup of ice cream. It was great.
That's a visual right there. Appreciate that.
Considering that when I got stuck in the tub, I couldn't get out of the tub.
Yeah, you did tell that story, which is
God, it was awful.
All-time classic already.
And now the Buck is now going to get handicap rooms at hotels. I'll give in to that because, as you said, my wife said the same thing you said. Do not take a tub at a hotel tub. What is wrong with you? Well, I mean, what's going in there? What kind of filthy animals going in the tub? What are they bringing their dogs to wash the dog at the tub?
Yeah, I don't like the bathtub even at my own place, but I really would not trust it at a public hotel like that.
Well, don't you think the people that clean the rooms don't clean the tubs?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, if they see if it looks clean, they probably will bypass that. Yeah,
Right. I don't think every day they're going in there, getting on their hands and knees, scrubbing the tub clean.
Scrub a dub dubby.
That's what I would want. I think the only way I'd be a bath guy is if, like, when I own a home, I install the bath myself so I know nobody else has used it. That's the only way it would fly with me. I barely want to be sitting in my own filth. I don't want to be sitting in anyone else's filth.
Don't forget, I'm part cowboy. I don't mind sitting in my own filth.
You're part
watch a lot of
Brokeback. They
Western.
call you Brokeback Bucky for a reason, right?
No, dude. I saw the Cowboys sitting in there. They didn't change their water. They just said, "Hey, you're up next. Let's go."
Yeah. Well, all right. You're a cowboy. You ride around on a steel horse, I'm sure, too.
Yeah, that's kind of gross. But yeah, for me getting out of the tub one leg at a time, falling onto the floor because there's no handrails there. I got to get to those rooms. Yes.
That's a tough scene.
My wife said, do it, make it easy. Just take a shower, fool.
I wish they had video of that.
No, that was awful.
That would be awesome. I feel like most people are against, hidden cameras in the hotel. Probably very illegal, actually. But if there's a video of you like struggling to get out of the bathtub in your hotel room and then having to flop on the floor basically to get out, that would be.
I look like a big red fish flopping around.
Fish out of water, huh?
Fish out of water. Plus, I'd let all the water out of the tub first after about 6 tries.
Oh my God.
And banging against the walls. I'm thinking somebody's going to come in there and they're going to open up the door and there I am. Or I didn't want to hit my head and be face down in the tub in 3 inches of water. That would have been an awful way to go too.
That would have been a hilarious way to go.
Oh,
goodness. All right, we'll take your thoughts on all of that. Yeah, the Buck needs handicap rooms at hotels now. Pour some out for him there. Let's get into a little more Longhorn conversation. A pretty successful weekend on the recruiting trail for both Texas football and Texas men's basketball, as Steve Sarkisian and Sean Miller both picking up commitments from new players. We'll start with Texas football. On Friday, just after noon, the Longhorns landed a commitment from 4-star tight end Brock Williams from Libertyville, Illinois, 6'4", 6'5". For those of you who are tuned into the visual portion of the show, we've got some huddle tape playing right now. Yeah, 6'4", 6'5", 210 to 215 pounds. He's the 4th ranked tight end in the country, according to the composite rankings. ESPN actually has him as the number 2 tight end in this class of 2027. He's a top 80 player overall, regardless of position. 44 catches, 596 receiving yards, 11 touchdowns in just 10 games as a junior at Libertyville High in 2025. Also had a kickoff return and a punt return touchdown as well, Buck.
Who are those Pop Warner guys he's playing against there? My goodness.
Illinois high school football, man.
Wow.
Used to recruit that area, didn't you?
Oh, they kept me out of that state. I went into Chicago every once in a while, but my goodness.
Well, when you were coaching at Illinois, you had to recruit around there, right?
Oh, I did. Yeah, he looks like a really good athlete.
Yeah, again, he's tall. He's a little skinny. Got to put some more meat on the bones.
Oh, yeah.
6'4", 6'5", only 210 pounds or so, but he is a great athlete. I mean, his highlight tape is very impressive. He runs by people. He also can do a lot with the ball in his hands. He's got a good catch radius. He can go up and get some 50-50 balls.
That looks like a big wide out. Yeah.
Yeah. And this, Brock Williams is not your old school extra offensive lineman type of tight end, right? This is a guy, you can't put him on the line of scrimmage, and he can give you a little something as a blocker, but you can also flex him out wide, and he can win one-on-one against linebackers and safeties with ease. Obviously, in high school, he can win against good cornerbacks too pretty easily.
Oh, for sure.
Obviously, a different level going from Illinois high school football to the Southeastern Conference. I think everybody knows this.
Yeah, but what you can see in him is you can see he's got some pretty good explosion off the line of scrimmage too.
Yeah. And also, again, it goes back to the athlete point, right? The fact that this guy is returning punts and kicks for his high school. Like, you typically do that for your best athletes on the team, right?
Oh,
Whether
yeah.
it's sometimes you'll see quarterbacks returning punts because they're the best athlete, receiver, running back, DB, whatever. It's like whoever the best guy, here's some highlights right there of him returning a kickoff. Whoever our best athlete is in space, that's the guy that we want back there on special teams. And that's
sure.
Brock Williams. So that just goes to show you the type of athlete that we're talking about here.
Yeah, he's got room to grow for sure, which he will.
Yeah. And, he's actually the second tight end commitment that the Longhorns have in this class of 2027. The other one is a guy by the name of JT Gracie. And Gracie's more of your inline blocker, more of your big body, block first type of guy. So with these two committed, Gracie, who's been pledged to Texas for a while, and now Brock Williams, who gave his pledge on Friday, you've got two tight ends, which means your class is done at that position. But you also have two different sizes, two different skill sets. You're looking for a complete room, guys who can do multiple things. Feels like Texas has found it with these two players.
Oh, for sure.
So I like it. I didn't even realize this. According to CB, it's been 24 years since the Longhorns have landed a player from the state of Illinois.
Yeah, he looks like the kind of guy, BK, if he grows into that 235, 240 range, boy, you'll have something special. And he'll get big in a hurry because he's got a lot of room to grow.
And this is a big recruiting win for Texas. This was a national recruitment, and the two other finalists were Georgia and Ohio State. So any win you could get against those schools, you will absolutely take.
Yeah, especially when Georgia's looking at him as a tight end because they generally have found some pretty good tight ends lately.
Yes, they have. And, Ohio State and Georgia are both closer to where he's from than Texas.
For sure.
And the Longhorns did a great job. Like, Texas was a distant third in this recruitment for a while. And Brock Williams took his first visit to Austin for the Arkansas game last November. And since then, he had visited the 40 acres 4 different times.
Wow.
Which was more than he had been to Columbus and Athens combined. So Texas prioritized him, clearly. They made him a focal point of their efforts in this 2027 class. And clearly Brock Williams was feeling at home. He kept wanting to come back. And the Longhorns did a great job, cultivating this relationship. Give Jeff Banks some credit. Texas has not recruited tight ends super well. Brock Williams is actually the highest rated tight end recruit that Texas has, and they haven't signed him yet. We got to wait till December for that to happen. But if he does sign, he'll be the highest rated tight end pickup in the Sark era, which is obviously the Jeff Banks era.
We're still looking to see who the tight end is here. That's not from the transfer portal.
Yeah, and Nick Townsend has that distinction as of right now, who was part of last year's cycle. We saw him play a little bit as a freshman, had that touchdown on the jet sweep run against Texas A&M late in the year, but didn't play a lot, was behind Jack injuries on the depth chart. But, yeah, the last couple of years, Texas doing a much better job in terms of high school recruiting with tight ends. And I think it's a pretty easy sell, Buck, because the Longhorns have had a tight end drafted 3 years in a row.
You're right.
So it's like you come to Texas. Jatavion Sanders, Gunnar Helm, Jack injuries, boom, boom, boom. You come here, we are going to develop you into a Sunday player. That's a very good thing to pitch to high schoolers.
Yeah, like I said, he'll get that weight on him that you're looking for, where he can do some things at the end of the line, and but he's got that quickness. He's got a little bit of quick twitch too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to if you're returning punts and kickoffs.
100%. 100%. I like this get for Texas. Again, position of need. And you're going to lose Michael Masunis after this year. I'm curious what the tight end room is going to look like in 2027, but you're stockpiling bodies, but also multiple skill sets as well. And again, getting one inline blocking tight end and then one more long, athletic, fluid, receiving first type of player that really helps grow the room into something that you are wanting it to look like.
For sure.
So there you go. So that was the football pickup for the Longhorns on Friday. Sean Miller added another player on Friday. There's a Matas on the team with Matas Vocatitis.
Yes.
Now there's also a Mantas on the team. How about a countryman, a fellow Lithuanian joining the fray at Texas? We've got Matas Vokatitis. Now we've got Mantas Laurenchikas.
Chicas.
I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I spent a lot of time this weekend trying to find a pronunciation for this guy. I failed to find it. So we're doing our best. Maybe Craig, I should have just called Craig Way. He would know already.
Just go ahead and get that from him.
Craig Way calls so many games. He's probably called 3 of this guy's games in Lithuania or France.
Probably knows how to get to his house.
Yeah, give you turn-by-turn directions from here to Lithuania. Oh, man. But, 6'4". He's a point guard, not a big man like Matas. But funny enough, they are represented by the same agency. And this is a guy who's played professional basketball overseas for a few years, played in France's top league this past season, put up pretty good numbers, averaged 13 points per game, and also 4.5 rebounds and 4 assists. Shot 45% from the floor, 78% from the free throw line. Not bad. 19-year-old kid who's got 4 years of eligibility left. Again, he's already been playing against grown men overseas for the last few years, so that helps his development. In saying all of that, though, I feel like this is more of a developmental piece for Texas basketball versus a guy who's going to come in and make an instant impact in year one.
Well, I mean, you see how he handles the ball, see how he handles as a point guard. Can he handle, the pressure of press and all that other stuff? Well, we know he can handle physical play if he's been playing overseas.
Yeah, and I watched some of his highlights over the weekend. I mean, he's a high IQ player. You could tell he's got a pretty good feel for the game. Totally different brand of basketball in Europe versus what they play here in American college basketball. But look, Sean Miller loves recruiting internationally. Like, he has done an elite job over his few decades of being a college head coach of finding talent from all over the world. And turning those guys into NBA draft picks. I mean, guys like Lauri Markkanen and DeAndre Ayton and Christian Coloco and Josh Green, all at Arizona. Obviously, Matas Vokatitis, you bring him up. I know he was at Florida Atlantic before coming to Texas, but still an international guy that Sean Miller was able to identify, and Matas took a huge step last year. So, yeah, I like this. I mean, you get some depth at point guard. Maybe Mantas comes in and contributes right away. But, look, you're building your roster. You're not always just focused on the here and now. You're looking for some long-term development pieces. And this guy's a lot cheaper than going out and paying for a 5-star recruit out of high school or out of the portal, too.
You're right.
So I like to get. I trust Sean Miller here. And, yeah, he's gone to the international well a few times already at Texas. Now he does it again with Mantas. How did I pronounce it the first time? Do you remember?
Boca Cheetah.
Voca Cheetah?
Yeah, I know what you said. Call him the Cheetah.
Laurenchikas.
Laurenchikas. Okay.
He picks up chicas.
Very good.
That's what he does right there. So not only is he good on the court, but he's good off the court too.
Let's get it done, son.
That is my own analysis there. I can't confirm if that's true or not. I don't know if that's part of the recruiting process for Sean.
Sean Miller's had quite the year so far.
Yeah, yes. And the Longhorns have one scholarship spot still available. Don't expect a big-time, big-money transfer. I mean, just about all of those guys are already signed to other schools or to Texas by now. But I expect one more big man to be added to the fray. Maybe it's a developmental kind of stash player like Mr. Chicas, or maybe it's just a backup guy who can't contribute right away.
Hey, maybe Sean Miller owes that favor to somebody.
Who's that? To somebody?
The land.
Maybe.
He may owe somebody one.
He's only been here for 1 year, though. You think he is already owing favors to, like, high school coaches in the state of Texas?
Well, maybe not owe him a favor, but I would say that somebody said, I got one here for you. He's not going to be highly recruited, but he's really good, coach. You got to take a shot. And he may be able to say, okay, you got this other young sophomore coming up here in another year or so. So maybe I'll give you a shot with this one,
Could be. And, yeah, look, Sean Miller's got great relationships with coaches all over the world. So sure he's talking. I'm sure he's doing his homework, looking for the finishing touches on this.
Guy's been in the Big East. He's probably got a baller from New York coming late.
All right. If he's a baller, I don't care where he's from. Bring him in.
That's right.
If the guy could play, I'd love to get some more front court depth. Again, Texas has done a tremendous job already. Guys like David Punch, who's your starting power forward. Elijah Freeman's going to help on the wing as well. You've got John Clark and Luis Obiora coming back, a couple of big men who didn't contribute much this past season, but are expected to have much bigger roles in their second years on the 40 acres. I mean, you're at a point where you don't need somebody super impactful, but if you can find a baller, then by all means, get you a baller.
Get you a baller. Bring him on in.
Get you a baller. I'll pay some. I'll Venmo $5 to Sean Miller. That'll be
there. You go. Now you're talking.
That'll be my contribution. I'm doing my part. Hey, I'm the leader of the fan club. I'm not the leader of the Texas One Fund. Okay, I'm just the Texas basketball fan guy. All right.
Yes, and that thing is growing, and it's going to continue to grow.
Bandwagon's still open. We're looking for
that thing is growing now.
Yeah, women, men, children, whoever, wherever, we'll take you. We need you in my lifelong quest to turn Texas into a basketball school. Need all the help we can get.
You're going to, but that's all right. They've taken a pretty good step.
Yes,
in year one.
They are investing into that team and into the coach, and that's awesome because everybody knows this. You need to invest to win in college sports these days. You always kind of had to invest, but obviously now you're paying the players legally. So that's the big investment in Texas. We talked about it last week. I think it was the day you were out, but Rodney and I talked about how somebody did the research and found the financial donations to sports for every school in the SEC, and Texas was number one on that list by a long shot.
Of course.
So you wonder how Texas has been able to win 4 of the last 5 Directors' Cups, and they've got a shot to make it 5 out of 6 this year. Well, obviously coaches and players deserve a lot of credit, and Chris Del Conte's a great puppet master, if you will, putting the right pieces in place. But you need donations, and Longhorn Nation has done a tremendous, tremendous job supporting Texas athletics.
They always have and always will.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
It's going to be the way they want winners.
I want winners.
That's exactly what they want. They want winners.
Thank you, Mike Singletary. We all want winners. So there you go. All right, little NFL conversation here, Buck.
Your guy is at camp. I
thought he's your guy. He's my guy.
He doesn't even have to be there.
Aaron Rodgers is returning to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He agreed to a 1-year deal to return to Pittsburgh, where, of course, he was this past season. And, yes, he is reporting to Steelers OTAs today. There are 8 teams around the NFL that start OTAs here on a Monday. The Cowboys and Texans are not a part of those 8, but we're starting to ramp up for the 2026-2027 NFL season. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers back in Pittsburgh. The base salary of his deal, around $22 to $23 million, can get up to about $25 million if he hits a few incentives. The 42-year-old is back, and not only is he back, he is back with Mike McCarthy again.
Dude, they said he was the first one in the building today.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yes, how about that?
I'm a little surprised that Rodgers made his decision as early as he did.
He's all in.
I figured he was going to drag this thing out the way he typically does. I mean, he already dragged it on for a long time. Free agency's over. The draft is over. I mean, it's the middle
he knew
of
he
May.
was coming back the whole time.
But I think you're right. I think everybody kind of knew he was going to come back the whole time. And I think he had probably given the Steelers some sort of inclination that he was planning on returning. And when Mike McCarthy was asked about Rodgers at his introductory press conference, he's like, yeah, I'd love to have him back. Of course, I'd love to have him back. So the Steelers have been speaking glowingly about Rodgers in an effort to convince him to come back. And sure enough, he is.
Dude, they got like 3 or 4 quarterbacks on their roster, or 4 or 5. I think they've got 4 at least.
Well, they did draft Drew
Yes.
Aller out of Penn State in the 3rd round this year. So I would think in a perfect world for the Steelers, that's their long-term answer. It's like Rodgers is the guy this year, and okay, maybe he finally does retire next offseason, and then, hey, Drew Aller learns and he's ready to go and take over. I would assume that's what the Steelers are hoping happens, but I didn't see a lot from Drew Aller during his Penn State career that tells me that there's a guarantee that
he's not the next Ben Roethlisberger. No,
I don't think so. And look, you never know, right? You never know.
That's true.
We always talk about it. Everybody talks about it. The greatest NFL quarterback of all time was a 6th-round pick. He wasn't a consistent starter for most of his career at Michigan. If people knew who was going to turn into great quarterbacks, then a lot more people would have jobs.
Right. Yeah.
A lot less fired general managers around the NFL. So maybe Drew Aller, who was very up and down at Penn State, is the next Ben Roethlisberger, but I ain't predicting it. I don't have the stones to do that.
No, I wouldn't go out that far.
But your thoughts on the Steelers?
Yeah,
I mean, they made the playoffs last year. They got boat raced by the Texans in the wild card
the Texans,
game.
Yeah, that's the last thing I saw of Aaron Rodgers getting thrown all over the place by the Texans defense.
It was a pretty disastrous showing. And look, the Texans defense made a lot of very good quarterbacks look bad last year. Aaron Rodgers had a solid statistical season. I mean, obviously not in his prime anymore, not the 4-time MVP that we saw for years in Green Bay, but 66% completion percentage, 24 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions. He was efficient. He's not a superstar. I don't know. The Steelers, you think they can get back to the playoffs this year?
Well, it all depends on how their defense is. If they get him the ball in some right situations, are they going to be okay defensively? Are they going to start running out of gas because of how bad the offense has kind of been over the last couple of years? If they're good defensively, he should be fine if he stays healthy.
My biggest question is, there going to be enough food to eat in the facilities now that Mike McCarthy's the head coach?
You're worried about meals.
I'm just making sure that everyone is well nourished, because.
And when do those two get pissed at each other? When does Aaron Rodgers have enough of that guy? If they start losing, he'll start blaming the head coach for not doing this or not doing that, because it can't be about Aaron Rodgers if they lose.
Will it go? I mean, it took like a decade and a half for things to sour in Green Bay. It can't get that bad in one season, can it?
Oh, with that guy on his last leg, of course it can. It can be all about the new head coach.
Well, they're going to side with McCarthy this time. Obviously, in Green Bay, they sided with Rodgers because McCarthy got shown the door. But, Rodgers is on a 1-year deal. You signed McCarthy to a long-term contract. You hope he's your coach for a while, right?
Well, yeah, and he's done pretty good with, young quarterbacks, and he's got some young quarterbacks. So they don't expect Aaron Rodgers to be around the next 3 or 4 years. Well, maybe he will, though. Maybe it's not over with. Maybe he'll play till he's 45.
Yeah, you've been trying to retire Aaron for a long time. I keep telling you, he's not leaving. He's not leaving. He's Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street. All right.
He just can't go away, can he?
Can't go away. No, can't go away. He needs people talking about him all the time. And congratulations, Aaron Rodgers. You got us.
I'm not a fan of the Steelers anyway, so that's fine with me if he goes and looks awful. And I know you're not a fan.
The Steelers are in such a horrible spot, and I love it as a Steelers hater. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Right? They're never bad enough to get a top flight quarterback at the top of the draft, and they haven't been good enough to compete for a Super Bowl in a long time.
Right.
The worst place to be in the NFL is like 8-8. I guess now it's 8-9 or 9-8, whatever. Like the Steelers, they're not good enough to compete for a Super Bowl, and that'll be the case again this season. But they're not going to be bad enough to where they'll be able to get an Arch Manning or a Dante Moore or somebody else who's at the top of the quarterback class.
They won their division, didn't they, last year?
Yeah. Well, they missed it because, Baltimore, no one was good in that division.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow was hurt. Baltimore, they got rid of Justin Tucker, and their kicker missed a 40-yard field goal that would have put them in the playoffs. But, neither of those teams were any good. So it's not like, they won the division. They were great. No, they stumbled into the postseason, and they got embarrassed.
Yeah,
in a game where C.J. Stroud turned it over 40 times.
Yeah, you get to win that division if you can win 9 or 10 games anyway.
That's what it's become. And I don't know. Baltimore should be better. Cincinnati should be better. Cleveland's Cleveland. But it might be first to 10 wins in the AFC North again.
Oh,
Who
for
knows?
sure.
Maybe the Steelers get there again, and maybe they get embarrassed by whoever the 5 seed in the AFC is again.
Absolutely.
Probably how it's going to go down. All right, we will take your thoughts. The Dakota text line, 512-222-9328. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Live chats are rocking and rolling as well. We'll get to the BBK news in a moment. Scary incident in Austin yesterday. We'll talk about that. And then a very good airplane story. It's been a while, so we've got a good one for the people here on a Monday. But before we get to those, how about another round of sponsor shout-outs?
Folks, our good friend Matt King, he's about to go on that 2,000-mile ride, folks, across this country. And he's doing it for not only the state of Texas, he's doing it for the whole country. And we love him for doing that. And folks, the rideproject.com is very important to him. It's very important to us. It should be very important to you too. Along the way, he is going to do this. He's trying to gather $1 million and give $1 million away along the ride to communities in need. That is what the rideproject.com is all about. So if you've got a little extra coin hanging around before the summertime, before you take that vacation, please donate to the rideproject.com to help Matt King help out people all over this country. A 2,000-mile bike ride for the rideproject.com. Awesome.
Amazing journey and for an amazing cause done by an amazing human being.
Yes.
Rideproject.com for more information. Also, some love to Altstadt Beer. You know, Matt King finishes that ride. He might want a couple of cold Altstadt beers.
Yes, indeed.
I'll want a few Altstadt beers just watching the guy ride the bike. That'll make me tired. Love me some Altstadt. Had a few of them over the weekend, watching all of the sports and just enjoying the beautiful warm weather we had in Central Texas. So many great sports happenings, and we're about to hit summertime in Austin. You need a great beer to get you through your summer. That is Altstadt. Brewed locally in Fredericksburg, easy to find, available all across the Lone Star State. They've got a bunch of different brews. Check out their Peach Rattler. It's their summer seasonal, back in stores. Fantastic beer made with juice from real Fredericksburg peaches. I'm usually not a fruit beer guy. I like to keep those things separate. They hit the nail on the head with this one. Give it a go. If that's not your thing, they've got the lager, the pills, the Hefeweizen, the Kolsch, the light beer, something for every beer drinker out there. Get you some the next time you're at the store or at your favorite bar and restaurant. It's Altstadt Beer. No impurities, no regrets.
Wonderful.
Some love to our guy, Dr. Chad, sleepcyclecenters.com. If you are a snorer or if your significant other is a snorer, reach out to Sleep Cycle Center. Our guy, Dr. Chad, will help make your sleeping problems go away forever. And it's not just CPAP. They have all sorts of things that they could try to make your snoring issues or just your sleep apnea go away for good. This is a serious issue. It's not just annoying to the person sleeping next to you. It can be the sign of a serious health problem. More than 22 million Americans have undiagnosed sleep apnea. That could be you. Go get these problems taken care of. Free consultations if you mention this show, and you're going to get $100 off an at-home sleep study if you mention Bucky and BK at either of the two Austin area locations. One up north, 183 and Breaker, the other in Lakeway off of 620, sleepcyclecenters.com for more information. All right, the BBK news here to wrap up a Monday show. Boy, scary incidents, plural, here in Austin over the weekend. I was watching some golf, some softball, some baseball yesterday, and all of a sudden I get one of those alerts on the TV scrolling across the top. And typically, like, those alerts are for like a child abduction in some small city that's nowhere close.
Some old person got loose. Yeah.
Right. And it's, of course, I care about it. Like, that's bad. That shouldn't happen. But it's like, all right, there's really nothing I can do or should do about this right now. Or sometimes it's severe thunderstorm warning or flood warning, whatever. But I'm like listening to this and I hear Travis County. I'm like, oh, there's a shelter in place warning issue.
Yeah, I kept seeing that one too. I got a little nervous. Yeah,
to folks around Travis County and Williamson County and just a bunch of areas here in Central Texas. And, you know, the Austin Police Department puts out a tweet saying that officers were searching for suspects linked to multiple shootings that occurred over the weekend. And, it's like right by southwest Austin was a lot of the area that they're basically saying, hey, if you live here, stay home. So I'm like, all right, well, this is me. I turned on the police scanner yesterday. I'm listening, like, what's going on?
You got the scanner, you got it on. You're like following where the car accidents are, what's going on?
I'm telling you. And, we got an update yesterday saying a couple of young men were arrested, but there was still one shooter on the loose. I mean, we're talking double-digit shootings that had happened over the span of the last couple of days.
Were these dudes just firing upon people?
Pretty much. The 3 suspects, just random shootings. A guy walking his dog, he gets shot. I mean, they were stealing cars too, so they were like not easy to track down and find because you thought they were in one vehicle, but then they were in a different one. And thankfully, all 3 of the suspects have been captured. They had a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old. Those were the
15
first
years
2.
old.
I'm telling you, using stolen guns, carried out 12 random shootings into homes, apartments, and businesses, injuring 4 people. Thankfully, nobody died, but one person was seriously injured in the shootings. And, tip of the cap to the Austin Police Department and everyone for handling this situation. But obviously very, very scary for folks around the area yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that numerous times during the golf, and I went downstairs and got my piece and put it right next to my bed. I was just, and this was south. I mean, this was nowhere near where I was, but it just kept coming across as if these kids are dangerous. They're just shooting people, like just randomly shooting people.
Yeah, no real motive, at least nothing as of right now that's been talked about. It's just a couple of kids
just being stupid.
Being stupid. Yeah. And I hope they get charged as adults too. You do stuff like that. I don't want any juvenile or taking it easy on these kids. To hell with that. They know better. Stealing guns, stealing cars, shooting innocent people. They deserve what's coming to them, and hopefully what's coming to them is a lot.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, they caught all 3 of them. They're all 3 been captured now?
Yeah, 2 of them were caught in South Austin, the other one in Manor yesterday. But all 3 of them were caught, and the shelter in place was lifted later in the afternoon yesterday. But yeah, scary stuff. Thoughts and prayers to those of y'all affected. So that's a not so good story, but we like to have fun on this show. We want to end on a positive here. And we are the foremost authority when it comes to airport and airplane stories. No show, no podcast, no anything covers these better than Bucky and BK.
Nobody does. No.
We've got a good one for the people here, Buck. Read you the headline here first. Headline: Insanely drunk mom punched, bit flight attendant on low-cost international flight.
She had a manservant, maybe?
Here are the details. A mom, perhaps a mother of children.
Mother of children, yes.
Was arrested after she got so plastered and belligerent on an international flight that she punched and bit a flight attendant, according to a court in the UK. Zoe Alexander, I'm going to pull up a picture for those of you who are watching this program right now. This is 33-year-old mother of children, Zoe Alexander. Buck, your thoughts?
Bite me, please.
Bite me, please.
I mean, really, Zoe?
Yeah. She 36, sorry, not 33, 36 years young.
Okay.
She drank 2/3 of a bottle of brandy to knock her out during a 9-hour flight from the UK to Cuba. So this was a plan. She wanted to drink and just pass out on the plane. She did the drinking part, but she did not do the passing out part. She became increasingly violent as her behavior deteriorated throughout the course of the trip. She called a female crew member a FBC. Can't say any of those words.
Wow, big time.
After being told not to enter the premium areas of the aircraft. So maybe she was trying to get into first class or something.
Yeah, she needed more booze.
Like, no, you can't come up here. And she started cursing out a member of the crew while also swaying from one aisle to another. She was reportedly talking loudly, slurring her words, and being overly familiar with passengers and cabin crew, which I assume means just kind of bumping into people and just losing her balance, which I think you would be okay with that if you were on board that aircraft.
Sit on my lap.
Just your
I'm
lap.
sorry.
Huh?
I'm sorry. Fall on my lap.
Fall on my lap, please. Yeah, I'll take an aisle seat if you're in the window, and you can. I'm not getting up when you want to walk by
Yeah,
me.
no kidding.
Her behavior became increasingly aggressive. One fellow passenger pressed the assistance button because she was worried for her children. Okay, ruining the fun for everybody else.
That's the thing. Can't be like that around kids. Sorry.
Ruining the fun for everybody else. The mom, not the mom who called her out, but the mom, Zoe, was banging on the TV on the back of the seat in front of her while yelling F you multiple times. She also attempted to light a cigarette at one point.
Oh, we can't have that now.
Classic English woman right there. And yeah, that's obviously very illegal. Restraining kit was finally brought over, at which point a 2/3 empty bottle of brandy was spotted behind her chair. So she snuck this alcohol on the plane. It's not like she just got hammered at the airport or before going to the airport. She snuck an entire bottle of liquor on the aircraft, drank 2/3 of it, got away with it, and then only got caught when she was being obnoxious. Then she punched a cabin crew member in the stomach and pulled off his tie, yelling "F you."
Yeah, too many FUs, too many kids around. And did we get to our destination? We didn't make any emergency landings. We got to our destination, right?
I believe we got to our destination. Yes.
Oh, that's the most important thing. There's a lot of lessons for kids to learn through the flight, I guess.
What you asked about a manservant, yeah, the guy she bit and ripped the tie off of was a manservant. Here's another picture, by the way, of Zoe Alexander. Yeah, she punched and bit the hand of a crew member.
You can't be biting my putting hand. Nope, sorry about that.
That's where you draw the line right there.
Yeah, she could catch an elbow from me, but she's got plenty of padding.
She initially denied the charges of being drunk on an aircraft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but she pled guilty. So we have this update because she's already pled guilty. We've already gone through the court proceedings here in the UK. 5-month sentence.
Going to jail for 5 months?
Plus suspended for 18 months and banned from leaving the UK for 12 months. That's the biggest punishment there. He'd love to get out of there. Also ordered to attend 20 rehabilitation days and given a 90-day alcohol absence and monitoring requirement, along with $100 compensation for each of her victims.
100, that's it for biting me? Oh, no, you give me more than $100.
Punched a guy and bit a guy?
For rabies, you are definitely giving me more. The rabies shots I got to take because of that lady.
You think she's got rabies?
I'm going to trust that she's got something else going on besides that bite. There's something else in her blood that I don't know.
I mean, you just said you want her to bite you, and now you're saying like
I was only being in jest. I don't want anybody bite me.
You sure?
That nasty Brit, no thanks.
You know the teeth are not the way they're supposed to be.
They're not as clean as they should be.
No, the oral hygiene's not very good there. Yeah,
I don't understand why people don't just. Do they have like kits where they can cuff a person like that on board?
Yeah, I think that's part of the restraining kit.
Yeah, come on.
It sounds like as they were trying to cuff her, that's when she started biting and punching people. So
yeah, you don't think I don't like hitting women.
You don't have guns on. Like with cops, it's like you got a gun. You threaten somebody with a gun. It's like, all right, hands up. But if it's just mano here, then you might get a little more resistance on an airplane.
Yeah, if those are my children there and I'm the dad and I got to help with that, I'd help with that. I can't have you.
Yeah, let me take you to the bathroom real quick. I'll help with that.
No, I can't have you cussing in front of my kids. I got to restrain you with some cuffs around those ankles of yours and then get those hands behind your back, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll tie you to my seat. I'll tie you to my seat here.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be sitting in the seat. You're just going to be tied.
What is wrong with people? What is wrong? She's got loose drinking that much on the plane.
A mother of children.
Mother of children, yeah.
Doesn't say if her children were on board the aircraft. I hope not. But
no, I hope not either.
There you go. So there's your
of children.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that.
Gosh.
There's your flight story for a Monday. And there's
She's
the
on
BK
British Airlines. Is she on that on British Airlines? Probably on Alaska Airlines.
Flying from UK to Cuba. I did not see an airline. I think in the headline it said low cost international flight.
Well, none of them are low cost anymore.
Well, yeah, especially now that Spirit's gone. But you're right.
There's no such thing as a low cost airline.
And real quick, a happy birthday in order to the GOAT, Vincent Paul Young, celebrating a birthday today.
There you go.
Happy birthday, VY, turning, I think, 43 today.
Wow.
And also happy birthday to the King, George Strait, turned 74.
He is done. He's done touring for now.
Nah, he's still touring.
Of course.
He's got some shows coming later this year. Also, Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, 80. One of your favorite Yankees, I assume.
Yes, he is.
And Jim Sundberg, one of my favorite Rangers.
Yep.
75. Born on this day now dead, Pope John Paul II. And
one of my favorite popes.
He's high up on your Pope power rankings.
Yes, he's high on there.
We'll get to that another time. And then Brooks Robinson, born on this day now dead.
Brooks Robinson.
Legend on the diamond. All right. If you made it this far, you're a legend. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will be back tomorrow. Y'all have a great Monday afternoon. And we'll see y'all at 9 o'clock in the a.m.
Welcome, y'all.
Welcome.